My favorite thing about Keene State, I really like how close the classes are together. My favorite class at Keene State, right now I'm really enjoying my film analysis class. I really enjoy the teacher. If I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, what would it be? I really like meatball subs. I've had it since I was a little kid. My mom would always make them. What do I enjoy most about my sport? I really like how everyone is kind of all together. The track team, even distance, we all talk, have dinner together. Who on the team spends the most time on TikTok? I would have to say that's probably Michael Gigliotti. My favorite vacation spot, I really want to visit Iceland. I think that would be a very cool place to go. Dogs or cats? I'm more of a dog person, even though my family, we both have a dog and a cat. My favorite TV show would probably have to be The Magicians. There's 7 seasons of it. I really love that show. My dream job would probably have to be a cinematographer or editor for films. My craziest teammate, it's really fun to spend time around Dawson Hamale, so I'm gonna put him for that.
What is my favorite thing about Keene State? I definitely have to say the people. I've met a lot of great people so far, and it's become like a second family to me. But what is my favorite sport to play other than mine? Definitely have to say football. I used to play back in high school, and I love watching it, I love playing it. It's definitely my second favorite sport. And what is my favorite TV show? I'm gonna have to say Moon Knight. On Disney Plus, I really like it. What is my favorite class at Keene State? I have to say I'm taking astronomy right now, and it's really interesting, and it's really cool. What is one thing my coach always says at practice? One thing he always tells me is that I'll get there, and what he means by that is, especially in my event, the triple jump, I'm new to it, and I want to be great fast, and he tells me that, these things take time, and so I got to listen to him, and he's right. So we'll get there, that's what he says. And what is my favorite vacation spot? I'd have to say Canada, even though it's not the most tropical spot. I have family up there. I really enjoy the scenery and everything. Yes or no, does pineapple belong on pizza? Pineapple does not belong on pizza, absolutely not. Who is a professional athlete I admire in my sport? I have to say Usain Bolt, 100%. A guy I always grew up wanting to be. And in my event, I'd have to say Pedro Picardo. He's an amazing triple jumper, and I basically learned triple jump by just watching him jumping. Who is my craziest teammate? I'm gonna say it's a tie between Aiden Law and Dawson Hamale. Those two guys they're really great people. I mean that in the best way. They're really great people. What is my favorite movie? I have to say Coming to America. It's an old movie. I used to watch it with my parents all the time. Just a really good immigration type of movie.
All right, welcome back on the Owl to the Owl Athletic Complex on the Owls Media Network. Keene State and UMass-Boston ready to start Game 2 here of this two-game series. Of course, a doubleheader here on this Saturday afternoon. UMass-Boston took Game 1 by a final of 7-5, and they were aided by a big seventh inning where they got 5 runs down 4-2 to take a 7-4 lead. It held up at 7-5. I'm Ryan Goodwin, joined alongside by Tom Rogers here in Game 2 as we get ready to go, as the Owls will look to split this doubleheader this afternoon, and they have the guy to do it on the mound. It's Jake Yoakum. He's 2-2 with a 2.08 ERA. Of course, that ERA has come all the way down from 6.75 just 2 starts ago, as he's gone 18 straight scoreless innings and back-to-back complete game shutouts. We'll see if he can have another great start this afternoon.
Yeah, Jake Yoakum off to a solid start this season. As you said, 2-2. He has only walked 3 batters in the 22 that he's strucken out. So, I mean, for a guy to be on the mound in a rebound game, this is who you want if you're Keene State. Guys known to throw a lot of strikeouts. That's what they need here.
Yeah, he's also been great at getting kind of that weak contact. That's been one of his strengths, and we've had him on a couple of times in those post games after the complete game shutouts. And he said, I mean, a big part of his success has literally just been throwing strikes, getting the ball over the plate, and also inducing a lot of weak contact, and that's something that he's very good at. He's been very good at early on this season, but it'll be a tough Rhode Island lineup to face, or excuse me, tough UMass-Boston lineup to face this afternoon, as in Game 1, it was Drew Metzdorf, who went 4 for 5 with a pair of home runs as well. And he was just, the Owls couldn't get him out in that first game. But nonetheless, we are ready to go here in Game 2. And it was also a good first game for Aiden Blake as well, as he continues to lead the team in average. But leading off for UMass-Boston, it'll once again be Parker. Breon Parker leading off. He went 0 for 5 in the first game, but also with an RBI sacrifice fly as well. So be looking to continue that. Jake Yoakum is set. First pitch. Here it is. And it'll miss a little away for ball 1. We are underway in the second game of the doubleheader this afternoon. Parker looking to get back in the hit parade this game as he takes strike 1. Owls maybe hoping to have better luck this time around. 1-1 from Yoakum is popped up and out of play, foul. So a little bit more kind of cloud cover here for Game 2. Still a lot of blue sky in the area. But a little more shady. Here's the 2-1. That's fouled away. Still remains 1-2. UMass-Boston is looking to improve to 17-9 on the year and also remain undefeated. They're 6-0 coming in the LEC. Keene looking to go to 4-3 in the conference as that one grounded foul.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, undefeated in the LEC, Ryan. It was unfortunate for Keene State in that 7th inning of Game 1 of this doubleheader. Things got away from them. It could have been UMass's first defeat, but Keene State ultimately fell.
Yeah, things just kind of, the wheels fell off there in that 7th inning, as that'll miss low for ball 2, so the count runs even. Yeah, things fell off. They were doing pretty well, up 4-2. And it started with a home run from Metzdorf, and things just went kind of south from there as that's in the air to left. Hudson back, he will make the catch. Route number 1. That was lined by the Breon Parker, and he becomes out number 1. So here's Govea standing in. Had a hit in that first game all the way back in the first inning. First pitch in for strike 1.
Good looking stuff there from Yoakum.
Yeah, that was one of the harder pieces of contact there from Breon Parker. that we've seen kind of all season, at least the last two starts from Yakum. A lot of the contact that he's allowed has been very soft, and that's the kind of pitcher he is. 1-1. In there for strike two.
Yeah, and if you're not throwing strikes as a pitcher for Keene State, we've mentioned with some of the other broadcasters all season that our fielding, our defense has been pretty outstanding all season long. So, I mean, if you're pitching into contact, just have some faith in the guys behind you.
That one's lined through the hole and into right field for a base hit. It's cut off by Eaton. He's going to try for two. Throw into second is in time. He's out.
Well, there's some of the fielding we're talking about from Keene State as the UMass batter runs for two and gets picked off. Great throw from the outfield. Even better heads-up defensive play there.
And Govea could not believe it. He thought for sure he was in safely, but nonetheless, he's called out as McHugh, starting it short here in game two, applies the tag for the second out. So that's a base hit, but out trying to stretch a single into a double. So Govea is retired for out number two. And there's 2 up, 2 down, just like that. As UMass-Boston head coach Brendan Agerbrot, in his 19th season with the team, looking to get a word there with the umpire. He is headed back to his dugout as Drew Metzdorf has been a tough nut to crack this afternoon. He stands in and he hits it in the air to left field. Back goes Hudson at the track, at the wall. It's gone for a home. No, it's in play. Heading to third is Metzdorf. He is in sliding with a 2-out triple. That ball looked like it got out. It just stayed in off the wall.
Well, that's per Metzdorf. You know, he actually leads the LEC in triples. Prior to that, he had 6. That puts him at 7. You mentioned the pair of home runs in game 1. This guy's got some power behind the bat, and he's got some speed on the bags.
Yeah, that was, I thought for sure for a second it was out.
I as well.
Hudson leaped, and he just couldn't make the catch, but that's a 2-out triple for Drew Metzdorf on one pitch. And now, just like that, UMass has a chance to take a lead in the first inning and get to Jake Yakum for the first time in nearly 19 innings.
Well, if you're Coach Blood, you got to have confidence in your pitcher here. 2 outs, 1 man on third. This is the guy you want to have confidence in as Chatfield picks it up from third over to Beon, puts it away.
And just like that, the Owls are out of the jam. So 2-out triple for Metzdorf, but the Owls get around it. We head to the bottom of the first, 0-0 on the Owls Media Network. All right, we're back. Bottom half of the first. Keene State getting their first swings here in game number 2, and they'll be doing it against the right-hander Tim Cianciolo. He's made 7 starts on the year, and he's had his struggles. He's 2-3 with a 6.91 ERA, 1.85 WHIP, and he's allowed 22 earned runs on the season. So we'll see if the Owls can get to him here in game 2.
He's also walked 22 batters and struck out 23, so if he can find a bit of a compromise between the two, preferably for him, obviously more strikeouts than walks, maybe he could deflate that average a bit.
Yeah, certainly not the strikeout to walk ratio you're looking for as a pitcher, right around the same. And he'll be greeted by Tommy Ehlers here in game 2. The Owls rolling with basically the same lineup. It'll be Ehlers batting first, Barnes out of the 2-hole. Chatfield remains at 3. He's the third baseman. First first baseman Beyond batting fourth. Eaton is fifth and right. Hudson sixth and left. Verano seventh at DH. Conley the catcher at number 8, and McHugh at short batting ninth.
And Tommy Ehlers is exactly who you want to lead it off. He's a prolific double hitter. He's got 9 on the season so far. I believe he's second on the team in terms of doubles.
Yeah, he's been tough to get out, but was only 1 for 5 in game 1. So, and that single coming way back in the first inning feels like ages ago.
Which means you know he's due for one.
First pitch in for strike 1. And behind the plate, it will still be Corliss in game 2. The starting catcher for the Beacons. Cianciola deals an 0-1. And it swung on a miss. Swinging out of his shoes there was Ehlers. He's quickly down 0-2. Here comes 0-2. Outside ball 1. It was the 1-2-3 punch that got the Owls going in game 1 with a 3-run first. See if that continues as the 1-2 on the ground is short. Zarrilli has it, throws on the run, not in time, and it gets away. But Ehlers will remain at first as it didn't get away enough.
Well, even without the wild throw there, Ehlers, great speed down the first baseline to beat it out.
Yeah, he's got that leadoff hitter type speed, and that's exactly what you want to see. And could not be fielded by Burris at first, who gets the start in game 2.
And as we mentioned with Ehlers, someone who hits a lot of doubles, another guy who hits a lot of doubles here, Hamilton Barnes.
Yeah, Barnes out of the 2-hole once again. Again, virtually the same Keene lineup as game 1, although different catcher as in for strike 1 on Barnes, and Verano also DHing instead of in the first game. And McHugh also at short, so we have 3 changes to the lineup here.
The Owls in the bottom of the third, no runs, 1 hit,
Check
no
back
loss
to
on
first,
errors, 1
and
left on
Ehlers
base.
back
At
in
the end of
safely.
3 innings, the score is Western Connecticut State 2, Keene State College 0.
We'll see if the Owls can once again jump out to an early lead in game 2. A 1 fouled away, and quickly 0-2, so he's ahead on another hitter.
Well, after going down on called strikes to end game 1, Hamilton Barnes probably eager to get a hit off here, start some production for his team.
And we'll see if the Owls can, again, as you said, Tom, maybe swing the bat a little more here in game 2, as back in again is Ehlers.
Yeah, conference doubleheader, it's great to stay aggressive and not show any sort of signs of concern with your squad.
So here's an 0-2 from Cianciola. In the air to center. Running in there is Parker to make the catch for the first out.
Yeah, no trouble there for Parker. Got a beat on it from center field. Puts 1 away.
And Barnes running off. Gets some playful jab there from UMass-Boston dugout as here's Jonathan Chatfield.
Last time I called an at-bat for Jonathan Chatfield, I believe he hit a grand slam. So always exciting to see the power-hitting third baseman Jonathan Chatfield with a man on.
Yeah, we got to see one earlier this afternoon as well, 3-run shot. But yeah, that big grand slam on Monday afternoon as he swings at the first pitch, fouls it away for strike 1.
Chatfield's one of those rare batters who can sometimes get behind in an at-bat, and he's really just trying to get a feel for the pitcher, and he doesn't waver his confidence too much. He can still get contact on the ball.
He's down 0-1 after the foul. They'll check again on Ehlers, but he's back in once again, trying to keep him honest there at first. So men's lacrosse won today over UMass-Boston, the final 15-8 in that one. As that's strike 2 on Chatfield, so he's down 0-2. Softball won game 1, 7-3 over WestCon. They're currently down in the 4th, 2-0 of game 2. And all of that on the Owls Media Network. Here's the 0-2. to Chatfield. That'll miss.
Good eye there from Jonathan Chatfield, letting that one sail high.
Trying to battle his way back into the count. He has Ehlers at first, and once again they'll throw over, but back in safely. Burris playing first here in game 2 for UMass-Boston. Mariano Jimenez gets the start. He came in at the end of game 1, and that one fouled away hard by Chatfield.
You know, Ryan, I keep bringing up double hitters on this squad. Actually, just checked in. Jonathan Chatfield is second in the LEC in terms of doubles recorded on the season.
Yeah, he's also got 6 home runs, obviously, as you mentioned a little earlier, and he remains one of the top hitters, and he's still only in his first year here.
Well, yeah, a story all season long for this Owls club has been how young this team is. It seems like Coach Justin Blood has done a great job tapping into the potential of what we have here with players like Chatfield, like Barnes, but combined with guys like Eaton and Bion. It's an exciting team.
Yeah, Chatfield looked at ball 2, so the count goes even now. Bion on deck. Tommy Ehlers at first. 2-2. Ehlers goes, and that swung on, popped up. Over to third. Metzdorf over. He will not make the catch as it bounces up and out of play. So tough angle there for Metzdorf, and Chatfield will get another chance here.
Chatfield being a bit of a thorn in the side here of Cianciolo.
Yeah, just remaining alive in the count. We'll see if he gets something to drive. He always takes a big cut up there, and we saw a couple strikeouts in game 1 where he almost lost his helmet with just how hard he was swinging. And comes a 2-2 from Cianciola.
If it rolls on the other side before the bell,
Fouled away again. So good battle here from the 3-man Chatfield. Keene just looking for a split this afternoon of this doubleheader and try to get them to a winning record once again in the LEC. They come in at 3-3. They've lost their last 2 within the conference.
Yeah, promising start 3-0 now, evened up on the season in terms of Little East play.
In the air to right, but in the air to center. Parker back at the track. He makes the catch. Nicely done.
Ehlers wisely retreating on that one.
Yeah, good catch. It looked like it was going out to right, but then it kind of just carried over to center, and Parker just in front of the track, able to make kind of a one-hop leaping catch.
Yeah, Chatfield known for pulling a bit right. That time straight down the center. Parker unfortunately able to grab it on the warning track as it comes up a little short.
Might have had a chance to get out if, again, as you said, he just maybe pulled it a little bit more to the right, but
yeah, if his timing was matched up a little better, maybe that was out of here. But another power hitting threat here, Josh Bion, the senior.
And Bion's still looking for that first home run as he grounds that. That's off the umpire. And that's the whole plate umpire from game 1. And he's going to take a minute. We'll see what they rule this. I mean, it probably might have been a ground out, might have been a base hit if it had gotten through. But also looking out for the ump here.
Yeah, kind of tough to tell there. Definitely seemed to aggravate the umpire enough that it's not really an immediate concern what the call is. Just want to check up on him, make sure everything's all right.
Yeah, one of the Keene athletic trainers out there to
have a quick conversation.
make sure. Looks like he'll stay in this game, and he does.
And it does look like Beon will be on at first after that.
So that's going to be a base hit off the umpire. Pretty rare sight, but
Yeah, I was just about to say, you don't see that too often. Just glad that the ump is all right there.
so now it'll get the inning to Brendan Eaton, who was pretty quiet in game 1.
But prior to the pair of homers from Chatfield earlier, Eaton was leading the squad with RBIs at 19. Chatfield has surpassed him at 21 on the day, but another prolific power hitter, the outfielder Brendan Eaton.
Yeah, Eaton's been pretty good this year out of that 5-hole as he looks at ball 1, and of course coming back from an injury that sidelined him for much of last year. So took that 5th-year option.
Yeah, Eaton absolutely capitalizing on all that missed time, making up for it with a plus 300 batting average, the second most RBIs on the squad as he fouls that one away. He's had a lot of patience at the dish.
That one fouled away, and can tell if it got into the softball field at all. Did not. So the count runs even now on Eaton. One. In the air to center, that's going to drop for a base hit. From second comes Ehlers. The Owls will take a 1-0 lead here in game 2. That ball gets away. Beon is going to score as well. And Eaton will be awarded third base as that got into the Keene State dugout on the wild throw. So the Owls jump out to a 2-0 lead in game 2.
Make it 20 RBIs for Eaton as he gets to third off of the errors from UMass. Keene State taking advantage of the poor fielding there.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. He just went with it right into center. Got down in front of Parker there for a nice little soft line drive. The Owls are in front 2-0. So once again, take the lead here in the first. And here's Nate Hudson. With Eaton now at third and 2 out. So Cianciolo's season struggles continue here, as I believe should be one of those will be earned. The other one coming in on an errant throw. From the center fielder. That's in the air to center. Back, though, is Parker. He'll have room to make the catch, and that will end the inning. But the Owls get 2, aided in part by an error. We'll head to the top of the second. Keene State in command in this one on the Owls Media Network.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Back on here on the Owls Media Network, Jake Yakum working with a lead, and it's now 19 consecutive innings that he is not allowed to run. So he had a 2-out triple from Metzdorf, who's just been almost impossible to get out today. He's 5 for 6 on the day.
He's been impossible to get out all season. I mentioned it last time he recorded the triple. He added another to his total, which puts him at the top of the LEC standings statistically for triples. And the home run earlier was big from him. But Jake Yakum, like you said, 19 scoreless straight innings. This guy's he's got a real feel for his stuff. If there's anybody you want in, it's Jake Yakum.
Yeah, anybody you want to right the ship, it's definitely him after the Owls have now dropped 3 in a row. So he'll be greeted by Craig Corliss, the Beacons catcher. Also started game 1. The Owls starting a different catcher here. They start Liam Conley in game 2 after Callie caught in game 1. And he took a 1-0. Also missing ball 2. So I think the first time that we've seen the Yakum Conley combo, at least on the Owls Media Network here at home. Comes the 2-0. Outside ball 3.
Seems to be a solid connection between the two.
Yeah.
Definitely one of those things for a young team Coach Blood will want to keep his eye on, and as we go forward.
3-0. In for strike 1, and Yakum does not walk many guys at all. I believe he's only walked a couple, I believe, in his last 2 starts, so not known for ball 4. He stays around the strike zone. Here's the 3-1, and he bounces right back.
I mean, prior to today's start, he had only 3 walks on the season. This is definitely, I mean, compared to his 22 strikeouts coming into the doubleheader, this is a guy that has solid command of his stuff.
That's popped up. Calling for it is Barnes. He makes the catch for out number 1, so nice job to battle back.
And even in scenarios like that where Yakum does throw into contact, it seems to usually be the softer stuff that his fielders can take care of for him, which really, helps out that ERA.
So here's Gianni Zerilli standing in, first at bat of game 1. Yakum worked around that 2-out triple by Metzdorf, almost got out. And he looks at ball 1, does Zerilli. Yakum's 1-0. Fouled away again. Makes it 1-1. 1-1 in there for strike 2.
Still got to be careful, though. Zerilli, one of only 4 Beacons players to have gone yard on the season. He's also got an impressive 23 RBIs around this midpoint here in play this year.
1-2 in the air to center. Ayler's going to have to come in a bit, and he will make the catch for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in inning number 2 for Jake Yakum. You get the first 2 in the first as well, and then allowed that 2-out triple, but it did not come around to score. So now here's Boston Burris, who entered in to game 2 as a pinch hitter. He's a switch hitter as well, taking his cuts here from the right side this time.
Always fun to see that.
Yeah, only got to see him from the left side in game 1, but he did have an RBI hit off the bench.
Which would actually push him to 2 on the season. We haven't seen too many appearances from him here.
0-1, just misses for ball 1. Yakum staying ahead of hitters. Only hitter that he's really gotten behind was Corliss to begin the inning, and he battled back to get him as that one's popped in the air to shallow center. Ayler's running in, loses his cap, makes the catch, and that will end the inning. So another fast inning for Jake Yakum. Head to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Keene on the Owls Media Network.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships, attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
We're back on the Owls Media Network for the bottom of the second. Jake Yakum pretty much cruising through the first 2 innings, as that marks 20 scoreless now in a row. And if he keeps pitching this way, we'll just keep bringing it up after every inning, I guess. I mean, But it's been a very impressive run, and here's Alec Verano in the DH spot here in Game 2 to lead things off for Keene State.
Verano's been a solid presence out in the field for Keene State. We haven't seen him brought in too often as a DH. Let's see how he does here.
He's gotten a couple starts on the year. First pitch from Cianciolo here. In the air to center. Or in the air to left. Back it goes. It's gone! Home run for Alec Verano makes it 3-0. And the Owls continue to swing the bat early and often here off of Cianciolo. That's the first of the season for Alec Verano as he joins the home run parade this year for Keene State.
Do you think Alec might have heard me talking about his fielding and forgetting to bring up his batting there?
Might have, yeah. It certainly might have. As this sky has kind of been hard to see the ball a bit. Kind of looked like off the bat from our vantage point just a pop-up, almost fly ball to center, but that ball had enough and it carried out. So a home run for Alec Verano, his first of the season. And now here's Liam Conley, the catcher, and he lines one. That's fair. Down the right field line. Conley digging for second. The throw coming in. It's not going to be in time, and that's a double for Liam Conley. And the Owls getting something going on offense. They're swinging early and often, and a good approach here in Game 2, as that was something they couldn't do very often in Game 1.
Well, after the solo jack from Alec Verano, getting the double is huge here for Keene State.
And it brings up the number 9 man, Evan McHugh, starting at short in Game 2. He filled in final couple innings defensively for Junior Santos to get the start in Game 1. Check back to second. It was close, but not in time. And Conley's back in. So McHugh with an RBI spot now. Already 3-0 Keene in the second game. First pitch there from Cianciolo's in for strike one. Back-to-back pitches. First you get the Verano home run. Then you get the Conley double. Both on the first pitch. Here's an 0-1. Popped up by McHugh, but it'll be foul out of play. Getting a sign from Coach Blood at third base, and you gotta love to see this for Jake Yakum. Even though he's been tremendous.
Yeah, giving him some insurance runs at this point, huge.
Give him a lot of space to work with.
I mean, with a man on second, nobody out.
0-2, that's line, that's a base hit. Into the center right field gap. Around third comes Conley. He will score, and it's 4-0 Keene State here in Game 2.
Evan McHugh showing up when he needs to, hitting it into that 8-9 hole there.
And McHugh is aboard, so after not getting an at-bat in the first game, coming in late defensively, he makes do here in Game 2 already with an RBI single. And it gets it back to Tommy Ehlers, who is 1 for 1.
You can sense that Keene State really just regrets what happened towards inning 7 of Game 1 here, and they really want to make up for it. Couple of great singles and doubles, and then the home run from Alec Verano. That was great to see, as there's a meeting at the mound now for UMass-Boston, maybe to settle down that pitcher.
Yeah, just going to try to get him to settle down. It's been a rough first 2 innings. He's allowed 2 in the first, already 2 in the second, and it's still a chance for more, as Evan McHugh stands at first with nobody out after his RBI single. And yeah, you're right. I mean, the first game, things were looking pretty good for Keene, up 4-2 through 6, and just the wheels fall off in the 7th. But gotta love this fight out of them here in Game 2. They have not let that get them down.
Yeah, if you're a Keene State fan, you're just hoping that the unfortunate trend of putting up leads early on to let them go later on from things like errors and wild pitches doesn't continue to stay true in this second game of the doubleheader like it did in Game 1.
So here's Ehlers. He's already 1 for 1. Looks at ball 1. See if they maybe get McHugh going in
Now batting
first.
the first baseman, number 28, Amber Roken.
Just try to bridge this gap as much as you can if you're Keene State. Cianciolo will deal with a 1-0. In the air to right. And that's going to be foul down the right field side. Gouveia could not find it. Get more cloud cover here, kind of in game 2. Still plenty of blue sky, but somewhat harder to track the ball. Throw back to first. McHugh easily and safely. This is exactly what you want for Keene. Get out to a good-sized lead early, especially with your best pitcher right now on the mound, in Jake Yakum. That one's popped up by Ehlers. Metzdorf looking for it. Does he have it? No, he misplays it again.
Yeah, it's the second time over in foul territory out towards third. The Metzdorf isn't able to track it down.
So I'll make it 1-2, but might have had another shot at making that play. It was a tough play, but running kind of with his back turned to it.
Yeah, we're in the booth here, so it's a little tough to get a read on exactly what sort of lighting they're looking out there, but it's a bit confusing.
So Cianciolo will deal 1-2 as Ehlers looking for another hit. McHugh at first, 4-0 Owls. And that's on the ground is short. To second for 1, to first. Not in time. So
nearly a 4.63 there,
yeah.
But
nice job there by Zerilli to field it. Got it to Blake, but he could not throw in time to first, and so Ehlers will reach on a fielder's choice, and there's now one away.
Well, as a center fielder, Ehlers has a lot of speed on the base bags. Definitely one of those guys, burners down the first baseline, as they say.
Yeah, we could definitely see him run, and we've already seen a more aggressive approach here in Game 2 as compared to Game 1 for Keene. Just looking to keep their foot on the gas. Use the first pitch, and that's a base hit into right field for Hamilton Barnes. To third goes Ehlers. First and third with one out as back in safely is Barnes, but he goes the opposite way to right field. We've seen him do that all season long. Does it again. Chance for more already for Keene.
Yeah, great contact there from Hamilton Barnes. He was able to just choke up, and he had to swing a little higher than he would like, but that put it right between the hole of second and first, and it allows the man from first to get to third and him on board. So exactly what you want to do when you have an RBI threat like Jonathan Chatfield up to deck.
Yeah, Chatfield's gone cold since that first inning home run of Game 1, but he's got another chance right here. And he can make an out and also get a run in if he can get a fly ball decent depth with Ehlers at third. First pitch. Misses high, ball 1. And so I think Cianciolo wanted that. Do have a different plate umpire as the field and plate umpire switched from Game 1.
And, of course, Chatfield is not the batter you want to fall behind upon with a dual.
That misses ball 2. He's getting behind him. Chatfield will wait a 2-0. First and third, one out. Already 4-0 Owls in the second. Here it is. In the air to right field. Back it goes. At the wall. It's going to one-hop the wall. Ehlers will score from third. Throw will come in to second. It's an RBI double for Jonathan Chatfield. He did not miss his second of the day by too much. But that will score another. It's 5-0 Keene State.
Nearly another out-of-the-park home run for Jonathan Chatfield. Brings home the run. This guy.
Just insane. And Keene with a chance for a couple more here. They got second and third now, one out. Runners had to hold up a bit. Barnes had to hold up, so he's only able to get to third. But Chatfield into second.
Looks like coach is coming on to have a conversation with the pitcher.
Yeah, we'll get a timeout. They have a couple guys warming. In the bullpen, we have a softball on the field now as well, and the day is complete. Maybe not, but the day is officially, we can call it, no, I'm just kidding. We've had a softball on the field. Anyway, we'll get a conference here from Aga Brook, the head coach for UMass-Boston. It doesn't look like they're going to make a change, but Cianciolo has really struggled. He's already allowed 3 here in the second, on top of 2 in the first, and a chance again for more.
The shortstop, number 19, Sarah Cody.
Yeah, if they keep Cianciolo in, you know, the only thing you can really hope is that a similar script to Game 1 happens where a lead falls apart for Keene State through a group of wild pitches and errors, which sadly has been a trend they've had going on for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been somewhat of a struggle the late innings for the Owl bullpen. And Josh Beon will await things here. Kind of a lengthy conference. Umpire hasn't officially broken it up yet, so we have a bit of a delay here in play.
And the dugout for UMass-Boston is...
Now batting the center fielder, number 23, Liv.
We will go to break as we'll have a pitching change here on the Owls Media Network.
Our campus can get pretty quiet during the summer when most students are home, but that doesn't mean it's completely empty. Students are working and learning here year-round. There's tour guides and student workers like me, and students are interning all over the Monadnock region. Many of our majors require hands-on learning, and our students are working as reporters, videographers, environmental advocates, and scientific researchers to gain experience. Here's a look at what's happening right here in our city this summer.
We're back here on the Owls Media Network as we have a pitching change for UMass-Boston. It's Brendan Ferrari, 1-0. He struggled as well with a 7.53 ERA, whip of 195. And he's made 10 appearances this year, all out of the UMass bullpen. Just looking to keep this a 5-0 game, and Keene State already with a chance for more. And the Owls are going to... Jake Yakim's still warming in the bullpen over there. I mean, he's had quite a lengthy break here between the second and third. It's been a long inning on the Beacon side.
Yeah, Brendan Ferrari's definitely got a task ahead of himself here. Just the 1-out, 5-run deficit. Ferrari's thrown 15 strikeouts against his 9 walks, so it's another one of those splits where it's not exactly where you want it to be. I'm not sure what UMass's, thought process exactly is here. I mean, he's definitely a guy capable of keeping things where they're at, but is he capable of getting them the W?
Yeah. Well, UMass trailed a couple of times by 2 in Game 1, but they haven't had a deficit like this today. Already 5-0 here in the second. Beon goes swinging at the first pitch, 4-1. He's already in an RBI spot. With 2-1 away. Already 3 in this inning for Keene, who've upped the lead to 5-0. 0-1. Big swing and a miss again. He's down 0-2. So as we mentioned, Jake Yakim was throwing a few warm-up tosses in the pen just to stay loose, given how long this inning's been. Here's an 0-2 from Ferrari, and he swings and misses.
Wow.
3 pitches, and Beon is down on strikes.
That may be the quietest I've ever seen Beon walk away from an at-bat.
Yeah, he just came in 3 up, and he was out. So here's Brendan Eaton. He's 1 for 1. Getting on the board with a hit finally this afternoon, and now another RBI spot here.
And exactly who you want in that RBI spot.
As fouls the first one away for strike 1.
Eaton 1 for 1 on the day with 1 RBI. Looks to make it at least another 2.
The 0-1 coming to Eaton from Ferrari. Here it is. Swung and a miss.
Wow.
And that's strike 2. So that's been 5 pitches, 5 strikes for Brendan Ferrari. He's 1 pitch away from getting out of it with
Ferrari
no
feeling
inherited
the
runners
heat.
allowed.
Wow.
The plate is the right fielder, number 4,
0-2 to Eaton.
Malvino.
And that'll just miss for ball 1. Ferrari might have thought he had it there, but
I was going to say, it seems like that might be the first time Ferrari's been off location, and if that, barely.
yeah.
I mean, that very well could have been a 3 up, 3 down.
The 1-2. And he held up, did Eaton. So the count runs even at 2-2. Just looking for a pitch to drive here, maybe for another base hit. Had it his first time up. Base hit here would score 2 more.
Yeah, Ferrari's really entered this game feeling his stuff. Just what UMass was hoping for out of their bullpen.
Here's the 2-2. Cut on a miss, and he gets Eaton swinging. So great work there from Brendan Ferrari. He strands 2 runners, but the Owls get 3 as they lead 5-0 here on the Owls Media Network.
College sports fans, get ready for game day with officially licensed merchandise from the NCAA official online shop, ncaa.com/shop. Get the whole family geared up with the best collection of apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, headwear, championship gear, and more. Visit the NCAA shop for today's special offer and rep your favorite team now. Only at ncaa.com/shop.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, Keene State upping their lead to 5-0. It was a long stretch for Jake Yakum, who had to sit for a little bit there as the Owls got 3 more for him. So he now has a 5-0 lead. Just got to go out there and attack, as had a lengthy break.
Yeah, a lot to be confident in with that 5-0 lead you mentioned there. Did have a bit of a break, but we saw him warming up in the bullpen, so hopefully he's in that groove that he was in for the first few here.
Yeah, just got to have that attack mentality, even with kind of a bigger lead. I mean, 5-0, not the largest of leads, but still a solid lead nonetheless. As it'll be Nick Palma, the first baseman. Palma out of the DH spot here in Game 2. Started at first in Game 1. And he gets plunked on the helmet on 1 pitch to lead off the inning. So not what you're looking for Yakum, but nonetheless, he's worked around base runners so far. Worked around a 2-out triple in the first. Now here's Mariano Jimenez, the left fielder.
Bit of an unfortunate mistake there for Yakum, but if there's a team that can, if there's a pitcher that can ground into a double play and a team that can execute that double play, it's this Keene State Owls club.
And that one will miss for ball 1 to Rivera. Yeah, Yakum is definitely a ground ball type pitcher when his stuff is really working, as it has been for a while now.
Yeah, it seems like if he's not throwing strikeouts, worst case scenario, he's getting that soft pitch to contact stuff that's really allowed guys like the shortstops and the second basemen like Hamilton Barnes and third baseman like Chatfield to make plays work.
Here's the 1-0, that'll miss high. Ball 2. Beacon's looking to come right back. It's 3-0 now. Excuse me. The Beacon's looking to come right back with some damage of their own. Here's the 3-0. That'll miss for ball 4.
4 straight balls there, making it men at first and second.
Yeah, you don't see that often from Yakum at all. You barely see him ever walk anybody, but especially not on 4 pitches.
I think it's important that he doesn't let his confidence waver here, as we continue to mention. He's got some really solid fielders behind him, and Yakum has some solid stuff behind the mound. Great command, great velocity. Let's hope he can just get back in the zone here.
So Breon Parker, who's due, he doesn't have any hits today thus far, but he's going to bunt, show bunt, fouls it away. Conley just can't get to it in foul ground. And that would have been a huge pick-me-up if he got a foul bunt pop-out for out number 1.
Yeah, Beyond quick to react to that one. As well as Yakum.
Yeah, Beyond coming in. Sun starts to come back out a bit later here in the day.
Yeah, definitely not the easiest ball field to be an outfielder in.
Here's the 0-1 to Parker. And he gets it down, but foul down the third baseline. So Yakum ahead quickly here, 0-2. As he'll look to get a big first out here in the top of the third. 2 on, nobody out. 5-0 Keene State. Runners at first and second. Here's the 0-2. Cut on a miss, and he gets him. Breon Parker down on 3 pitches, and that is out number 1. It's been a rough day for him.
Yakum finding his stuff when he needs to, at least re-finding his stuff, that is. Because up until this little jam here, he really hasn't faced any situation like this.
Here's Govea. 1 for 1. Had a pretty good day overall. Had a hit in the first game as well, as that's fouled away for strike 1.
Yakum's still in a situation where he could potentially force a ground into a double play. That's probably what he's looking for here if it's not the strikeout, which we know as the last at bat he's very capable of.
The 0-1 on the ground at first. Beyond, it gets right through his legs. That's going to score. Nope, they'll hold up the man there at third, but they're going to have him loaded. So they hold up Palma at third, but the Beacons will have him loaded with 1 out for the guy that you want up, and that is Drew Metzdorf, who has just been outstanding today, 5 for 6, and almost had his 3rd home run of the day back in the first.
Wow, bit surprised they held up the runner on third there, but I guess it makes sense when you have this guy coming up to deck. Could bring in all 4 of them.
Yeah, exactly who you want if you're UMass, not who you want to see if you're Keene. And that one will miss low and away for ball 1. So Yakum's first real big trouble here in a while. He's had base runners throughout this stretch. And that's in the air to center. Back on it is Ehlers. At the track, at the wall, it's a grand slam for Drew Metzdorf, who has homered for the 3rd time today. And just like that, we have a ball game, and Jake Yakum's scoreless streak is over with a bang.
Wow, just like that, the Beacons are 1 run away from tying this thing up.
This is a good offense. I mean, it's hard to keep them down the whole game.
Drew Metzdorf, home run in game 1, home run here, triple as well, leads the LEC in triples.
First pitch now to Blake is inside for ball 1. So we'll see if Yakum can shake that off as much as he can. A 4 spot here for the Beacons. This is a ball game once again. In the air to left. Back on it goes Hudson. He's at the track. He's at the wall. That ball's gone. Another home run for the UMass-Boston Beacons. And in a flash, this game is tied. Aiden Blake gets his first of the day. And they have erased this deficit very quickly, doing their celebration. And a bit of a shocker has to be for Jake Yakum, who's, again, just been tremendous down the stretch, but he's been hit hard.
Yeah, it was a tough 7th inning last game for Keene State. This time the struggles coming in at inning 3 for the pitching and fielding. What was a 5-0 lead coming into this inning is now tied up.
Yeah, it has been a real struggle. Back-to-back home runs, the grand slam for Metzdorf, the solo shot for Blake, and that has tied things amazingly here in the 3rd. On the ground to short, McHugh has it, fires to first in time, and that will be out number 2. So he gets a ground ball there, and just looking to keep this a tie game now. as it'll be Corliss, or excuse me, Zerilli. Burris on deck. Yakum again just trying to shake off those 2 home runs. He's not known to give them up. Big swing and a miss from Zerilli. Might have been looking for the lead right there. And he is down 0-1. So this game apparently will have some offense. Cut on a miss there from Zerilli. Another big swing, but a little late on it. Already a total of 10 runs, and we're only in the 3rd inning.
The left fielder, number 5, Izzy Consents.
0-2. In the air to right, Eaton coming in, but that's going to drop in front of him for a single for Gianni Zerilli, who's now 1 for 2. This inning is still going for at least another batter.
Jake Yakum probably feeling a little bit rattled here after, as we mentioned, 20 straight innings, scoreless up until here.
Yeah, one of the hardest things probably to do, I would guess, for a pitcher is when you have a long inning like that, coming back and just not even just attacking, but just being on point with your pitches. I think that's been a struggle here this inning. Boston Burris stands in. He's 0 for 1.
That time Yakum does find the strike zone. Hopefully he can continue to seek that.
Misses for ball 1. So in a flash, the Beacons, who trailed 5-0 to begin this inning, got a grand slam for Metzdorf, who's now 6 for 7 on the day. And a solo shot from Blake. Runner goes. Zerilli's going to steal second easily. And the beat goes on here in the top of the 3rd for Keene. Seemingly nothing going their way. So now a prime RBI spot here for Burris, who's in a 2-1 count. And he lines that through the hole into left field. That's a base hit. Zerilli will round. Throw coming in to 3rd. Not in time. An RBI single for Boston Burris has put the Beacons in the lead. An incredible turn of events here in the 3rd. And it is now 6-5 UMass-Boston.
Keene State letting things quickly slip away in this 3rd inning.
Yeah, it's been a struggle all year. Mainly with the bullpen. It hasn't as much been the starting. That one's lined to second. Fielded on a hop by Barnes. He'll throw to first in time. The inning is finally over, but not before 6 runs come across the score on a pair of home runs, one of them being a grand slam. Bottom of the 3rd coming up here on the Owls Media Network. 6-5 UMass-Boston.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, that was a tough inning for a Keene State fan to watch. They allowed 6 runs and finally got to Jake Yakum and then some. 6 runs allowed, but it'll be Brendan Ferrari back out in relief as the Owls already into the UMass bullpen as well. So let's not forget that. It's only a 1-run game.
Well, they may be into the UMass bullpen a bit, but Brendan Ferrari's first inning in relief was fantastic. All the strikes he threw was probably intimidating for Keene State coming into this inning.
So it'll be Nate Hudson to lead off. And he looks at ball one. It is only a one-run game. It's only the third inning. Feels like with how long that inning was, it should be longer. Should be later in the game. But it seems like we could have a pretty high-scoring affair for both teams. So certainly would not count the Owls out. That's popped up and caught by Ferrari, the pitcher, for out number one. So he absolutely jammed Hudson there right in on the hands, and he gets him for out number one.
Yeah, Hudson not with his best swing there. What likely otherwise would have been a foul was lightly blooped right to the pitcher.
So here's Alec Verano.
Home run earlier, so.
Yeah, home run first of this season for him to left field. And he goes first pitch swinging and comes up empty for strike one. So we'll see. The ball's been flying around the yard here in game two. Chatfield almost had one. Metzdorf already has a grand slam. He nearly had a home run in the first inning. That one lined, and it'll get down into the gap in right field for a base hit. So one out single for Alec Verano, and it's up to Liam Conley now.
Good start for the DH, 2 for 2, including the home run.
And Conley 1 for 1 with a double as well. That last inning in the second. So never know. I mean, again, if Keene can just continue to string some hits together, they're only down a run, as deflating as that last inning was. Just got to keep grinding on offense, keep your foot on the gas. Here's the first pitch to Conley in for strike one. So Ferrari getting ahead once again.
17, Lila Denny.
Verano leading at first is the 0-1, swung on a miss, quickly down 0-2. Ferrari has featured some good stuff since coming into the ball game for the Beacons. Here's an 0-2, and he looks at ball one. So McHugh on deck, he's also got a hit. That was an RBI single. That scored Conley last inning.
Yeah, definitely nice to see some production out of the later appearances in the order for Keene State.
1-2. Missing low and away, and the count runs even. Verano not getting too big a lead at first. He's held on by Burris.
Yeah, even with the speed he possesses, he's just sort of letting Conley do his thing and find the right pitch, which I think is a solid idea. With a 6-5 game.
Here's the 2-2. And did he go? He did. That is strike three. So Liam Conley down on strikes for out number two. And Ferrari gets his third strikeout in relief here. He's been very effective so far. And he'll deal with Evan McHugh, who had that RBI single last inning back in the bottom of the second. With a man on first in Verano. And he looks at strike one. So Ferrari's thrown entering this AB 17 pitches, and he's fired a lot of strikes. He's getting ahead of guys.
3 strikeouts in just 1.5 innings of work so far. Ferrari doing exactly what UMass-Boston needs.
And that's on the ground to short, fielded by Zerilli on to first in time for the final out. So working out of some trouble there was Ferrari, and we head to the top of the fourth. UMass-Boston in front 6-5 on the Owls Media Network.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Back on the Owls Media Network for the top of the fourth. Jake Yakum back out there after a very rough third inning where he allowed 6 runs. 4 of them came across on a grand slam from Drew Metzdorf. And another home run as well to Aiden Blake, which followed, and that tied the game, and then they took a lead on an RBI single. First pitch in there for strike 1 on the left fielder, Mariano Jimenez. Almost said Rivero. As that's grounded to second. Barnes has to field it fast. Throw to first. Nicely done. He gets him.
Well, even getting him there, I don't imagine Mariano has that kind of speed.
No.
Even in his prime.
No. Not exactly known for his speed on the base paths as a closer.
Unlike Jimenez there, even though he got beat out, that was an impressive run down the first baseline.
So here is Breon Parker, who, despite all the offense for UMass today, has been quiet. A combined 0 for 7 in 2 games, although he did have an RBI on a sac fly back in game 1.
Yeah, coming into the doubleheader just under 400 for a slugger. Definitely a guy that possesses power at the plate, but hasn't been able to get a hold of much today.
And he swings and misses there to even the count at 1-1. Yakum just looking for a bounce back inning here. Nice quick 1-2-3 is exactly what the Owls would be looking for.
Yep.
Here's the 2-1 coming to Parker. And that'll miss outside. The count runs to 3-1. So Yakum has walked a guy, and it was on 4 pitches. That was the last inning.
Yeah, things got away from Yakum last inning. He's probably had a chance to regroup after talking to Coach last time.
In the air to center, Ehlers coming in. He will make the catch for out number 2. So what you're looking for there, 3-1 count, and he gets a weak fly ball to center for out number 2.
Honestly, Yakum doesn't have much to worry about last inning. Obviously, it got away from him. Prior to that, we kept hyping up how impressive 20 straight innings scoreless has been. No one else on the Keene State roster can say that. So, I mean, he's got a lot to be proud of, even if that last inning wasn't going his way.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy stretch, certainly while it was going on.
He couldn't remain perfect, and he's still doing his job this inning with the 2 away already.
That one goes behind Govea, and it hits Govea, so he's aboard. And Yakum didn't think it hit him. He's not thrilled with that call, but nonetheless.
Well, that's the kind of response you like to see from a player who disagrees. He just sort of laughs that one off.
Yeah, doesn't take it too seriously. Just
Coach Blood's even having a bit of a word there, even with the home plate umpire.
Yeah, the umpires have been a thing of controversy in both games today. Neither team's really liking what they've seen. I mean, I guess, I don't know how you expect them to, but here comes Coach Blood.
I guess after that little mishap there, they want to have a bit of a conversation at the mound.
Don't see anybody.
I was going to say, I don't see anybody over in the mound at the moment.
Yeah, this is just going to be a regroup conversation here.
No, yeah, but don't turn it off. We got to, turn on something long, like the scroll down. Yeah, like that one. That way that gives you time to, get ready for their interviews and stuff.
Okay. So the umpire will head out to break up that meeting. It's just the 2-out hit by pitch. Now here's Metzdorf once again. I don't know what else you can really say here other than be careful.
Yeah.
6 for 7 on the day, 3 home runs. Seems like every time he swung, it has left the yard. And he takes ball 1. Or almost left the yard. And in the first inning, he had a triple to left field that was probably inches from getting out. And then the grand slam in the third. 1-0 from Yakum. This is low for ball 2. I can't say a walk here would exactly be a bad idea.
But it's tough to say. I mean, it's rare you see a power hitter possess the speed that this Metzdorf has.
And in fact, they're going to put him on. So Metzdorf will be intentionally walked, even with the runner on first. So that will make it first and second with 2 out, and drawing ire from the Beacons bench. They gotta love to hear it.
Dugout didn't like that.
So Metzdorf gets on via the intentional free pass. And now it'll be Aiden Blake, who is another guy you still got to watch out for because he hit a home run last inning to follow the grand slam for Metzdorf, so which tied the game at 5 at the time. A 1-0. In there for strike 1. Blake didn't like it, but that is
precarious situation here for Keene State. Walking Metzdorf brings up Aiden Blake, who's another one of the solid hitters for UMass. So, I mean, it...
Oh, what a big swing there for strike 2.
I was going to say it doesn't lessen the damage necessarily, but that time Yakum finding his stuff and making Blake swing and miss.
Gotta love how much both of these teams are into it. Heard some laughs there after that swing from his teammates. And that's on the ground to third. Chatfield has it. He'll take it himself to the out. Force out to end the inning. So nothing across there for the Beacons. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Still 6-5, UMass-Boston.
I remember writing in the 2nd grade that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always knew that I was going to be a teacher. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my Jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my Jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Back here, bottom half of the 4th, UMass-Boston still leading Keene 6-5 as we'll get a pitching change. Third pitcher in game 2 here for the Beacons. It'll be Josh Garner. He's no wins or losses, a 1.42 ERA. He's made 6 appearances on the year, so
including a save. So
yeah, he's been
I know he's not in that position obviously this early in the game, but
no, he's been tough.
But yeah, UMass definitely working through its bullpen a little. To be honest, I'm a little surprised we saw Ferrari pulled after some of the impressive. It seemed like he had a great command of his strikes. He had 4 struck out in the 2 innings he worked.
That'll be Ehlers, Barnes, Chatfield, the 1, 2, 3 in this order due up. As Keene looks to get back on the board, tie the game here. They're still only down a run, as ugly as that 3rd inning was. So here's the first pitch from Garner. And it's on the ground to short. Zerilli has it, throws to first in time. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Keene State here in the bottom half.
Good start there for Josh Garner with the contact down to short to first on his first pitch.
Arrow was looking to get on early. But could not do that. He is retired on the 6-3 put out. And Barnes goes first pitch swing, and that'll get out of play foul down the left field side. So Keene just trying to muster something on offense. Weren't able to get anything in the third. In the air to right. Over is Govea. That ball dropping, foul. And it's 0-2 very quickly. We'll see if Keene can get to Garner a bit here in his first inning of work. Here's the 0-2. And he will not get the call. That's ball one.
Great job from Hamilton Barnes, not swinging through that one, letting it sail up high, out of the strike zone.
Yeah, that's a tough take, especially with 2 strikes. But here's that 1-2 from Garner. And that one will miss as well, so he's drawn it even.
Yeah, another similar look there from Hamilton Barnes. Definitely seems to have adjusted to the umpire's strike zone.
As most good hitters do. Here's the 2-2. In the air to right, it's blooped a bit, but under it is the second baseman Blake to make the catch. And there's 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
But that, of course, does bring on the ever-dangerous Jonathan Chatfield.
Yeah, Chatfield doubled his first time up and didn't miss a home run by much either. It one-hopped the fence out in right field, right on the warning track.
Yeah, the Owl Athletic Complex has treated Jonathan Chatfield nicely. Let's see if he can maybe tie things up with one swing again.
Yeah, I mean, this has already been a crazy ball game, so certainly wouldn't be uncalled for to see something like that. The 1-0 popped up. Calling for it is Zerilli, the shortstop. Now he's called off by the left fielder, Jimenez, and that will end the inning. So the Owls go 1-2-3. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Keene State trailing 6-5 on the Owls Media Network.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, Jake Yockham is back out there for the top of the 5th inning. Had a nice bounce back 4th inning, had a couple base runners, but was able to strand them both. And now just looking to keep this a 1-run ball game, keep the Owls within striking distance.
Yeah, the 4 earned runs against Jake doesn't help, but after an impressive start to the season, I'm sure those stats aren't inflated too much. I mean, he struck out only 1 batter so far against the 2 walks, but, you know, he's been able to rely on his fielders greatly.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's basically 4 runs over 21 innings, which is not obviously bad at all by any stretch. So
yeah, obviously I can't do the math off the top of my head,
but yes.
But of course, he's been an impressive pitcher for this squad all season long, and even with a tough 3rd inning, he's held his own.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, as you mentioned too, only 4 of the 6 were earned, so
exactly.
Only 4 are charged. First pitch misses to Corliss for ball 1.
And we saw some calls that it looks like Jake didn't think went his way, but he didn't even react too upset about those.
No, he seems, when we gotten to interview him, he seems to have kind of a quiet personality. He doesn't get too fired up, not in a bad way, but doesn't let things get to him too much. As that one will miss up and away, 2-1. Corliss didn't like that first strike either, so we're hearing it from both sides all afternoon. As that one will miss, and he's had 3-1.
Corliss, one of those guys you do not want to have runners on the pads. Thankfully for Yockham, he does not. Corliss leads his team with 25 RBIs on the season.
Out of that catching spot, here's the 3-1. That'll miss for ball 4. So third walk of the day for Yakum. It's been a bit uncharacteristic in that area. He's struck out 1, and now has walked 3.
Do you know how to edit the lineup from the beginning of the
So it'll be Zerilli now up to the plate.
Yeah. Or can that only be done in stack?
First pitch to him is in the air to center, but Ehlers has it. Camped under it for out number 2. Out number 1. So now it'll be Boston Burris, who's had a good day. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Had an RBI in the first game as well in a pinch hit spot.
Yeah, with not too many plate appearances on the season, Burris has made the most of today, adding a couple RBIs to his total on the year. Could be another 1, maybe 2 if he's got the power behind the bat.
And he looks at strike 1. Siakam's had base runners basically every inning. It was only the third, obviously, where the Beacons were able to capitalize. And not just capitalize, but put across 6. He was the 0-1. And that's fisted off foul down the right field side. And he's ahead 0-2 quickly. O2 is on the ground to McHugh at short. Fields it to second for 1, to first, not in time, and it gets away. But no advance for Burris, as backed up nicely by Liam Conley behind the plate.
And, well, thankfully they did just get the force out from the runner over at first to prevent anyone else from having the ability to continue. Because later in games, that's definitely been a problem for Keene State's pitching and fielding, is the wild throws.
Yeah, certainly the wild throws, as well as just not being able to work around trouble. It hasn't been as much of a struggle early in the game. And Yakum will check on Burris at first, he's back in standing.
Yeah, very slow check from first there that time. Definitely wasn't too worried about it, but
certainly,
if anything, maybe gathering a little bit of what he wants to do with this next pitch.
Checks again. That one almost got away from Beyond, but nice catch. And certainly an advantage for a left-handed pitcher with the step off, as opposed to a righty where you have to do the 180 basically to turn around and throw. First pitch fouled away by Nick Palma, who was 0 for 1 here in game 2. Mariano Jimenez is on deck if they get to him. Fouled away again, and it's quickly 0-2 on the Beacons number 8 hitter. See if he can put him away here and pick up his second strikeout of the day. Here it is on the ground. Nicely stabbed by Beyond at first. He'll take it himself to end the inning. Still 6-5 here on the Owls Media Network as we head to break. We'll be back for the bottom half with Keene State coming up.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships, attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, we'll get another pitching change, 4th of the day already for UMass-Boston. It'll be the right-hander Ethan Herrera. He's 1-0 with a 4.80 ERA. whip of 140, and he's worked in 10 appearances so far this season, so this will be number 11 on the year.
He's also recorded a save and a fair amount of strikeouts with 13 total with his few appearances so far.
And he'll be looking to keep the Owls off the board after that crazy third inning where UMass-Boston took the lead. But we'll see if the Owls can get one or two back, maybe jump back into the lead here.
Looks like the first batter he's going to face will be veteran Josh Bion.
Yeah, it'll be 4, 5, 6 due up for Keene here in the bottom half of inning number 5. As we're already in the 5th inning. That third inning went a while, obviously with all those runs for UMass, but
yeah, things were cruising through 1 and 2, fairly standard Keene State ball game, but sadly in inning 3, the grand slam by Metzdorf really started bleeding into the Keene State lead, and eventually they tied it up and even took it by 1. It's now 6-5 as Bion is at the plate.
First pitch from Herrera will miss for ball 1. So see if Bion can get on board here and keep things going. And that's line. That's through into right field for a base hit. Bion will take a turn, but will hold up as it's fielded quickly by Parker. And
wonderful job by the first baseman there.
Yeah, great job there by Josh Bion. Not trying to do too much with that pitch. And the Owls got the leadoff guy on for Brendan Eaton. So Bion now 2 for 3. And Eaton comes in 1 for 2 with an RBI single. So looking to keep things going here. Keep the line moving for Keene State. They're only down a run. It's the bottom of the 5th, down 6-5. Leadoff runner aboard, and he takes ball 1. So seeing if Keene can finally get to UMass's bullpen here. This has become a big bullpen game for them here in game 2. Taking a book from the Tampa Bay Rays. As that one fouled back for strike 1. Taking a page out of their book. So a battle of the 25s here is Eaton against Herrera. The 1-1. High for ball 2. That'll be key for Keene if they want to draw even here or even take the lead back, is going to be getting ahead in counts, especially when guys are struggling to find the zone. 2-1. That'll miss for ball 3.
Yeah, Herrera probably coming in hoping to replicate what his teammate Ferrari did the last 2 innings prior to this. Still a little shocked they took him out. He didn't seem too fatigued, and he was throwing strikeouts, but now Herrera, it's up to him to close the deal here against a tough opposing opponent like Brendan Eaton.
Yeah, Eaton fouled that one back to make it 3-2. And we'll see if he can take a walk or get on board with another hit here.
Similar to Jonathan Chatfield, Brendan Eaton, one of those guys who can be down in the count. And
3-2, fouled back to the backstop, and he stays alive for at least another pitch. So over to grab that is Hudson on deck.
Excuse me, not down in the count, but Brendan Eaton, one of those guys who can get to a full count and still not waver any confidence.
Now he has a very good eye there at the plate. Here's the 3-2 again. Popped up. Metzdorf is over into foul territory. He this time will make the catch for out number 1. So
yeah,
a lousy foul out for Eaton there. 1 away.
Yeah, that pitch was a bit up in the zone, and seemed like he was trying to get his barrel under it more than he should have, which sent it foul rather than as a bloop into the field.
So here's Nate Hudson now, and he's 0 for 2, looking for his first hit here in the second game. Alec Verano on deck. He's homered once today. In there for a called strike 1. Owls have some action in their bullpen. as it looked like Evan Cowley was getting going. Of course, Cowley caught in game 1. Can also pitch, though, as that's in for strike 2. Hudson not too thrilled with that call. We've seen this before, though, where Coach Blood will start a different catcher and then have Cowley come in relief to pitch. So we'll see if that's the case again today. Here's the 0-2. That's blooped into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third. Second is Beon. He's going to get in standing. And that's a base hit for Nate Hudson, his first hit here in game 2. And the Owls can make it out now and tie the game.
Impressive stuff there.
For Alec Verano, who's already hit his first homer of the year.
2 for 2 at the plate as well, so if there's ever a time to have him in at DH, now is it.
Yeah, he's had a good day. And again, if he gets even just a fly ball of good enough depth here, that will score Beon from third. So,
I mean, worst case scenario for him, maybe a sac fly.
just has to make contact here, solid contact against Herrera. Here's the first pitch. Good stop there by Corliss as he keeps the run off the board with that block. Obviously, anything getting to the backstop, you get a tie game. So, as we mentioned, still a long way to go in this one. We're only in the 5th. 6-5 Beacons. Fouled away for strike 1.
Good spot here for Alec Verano. Beon on third, Hudson on first. Maybe a little single into shallow center, shallow right. Bring someone home.
Count even. Throw back to first, and back in is Hudson. So we'll see here if Verano gets something to drive. First and third, one out here in the 5th. And that's in for strike 2. Good pitch there from Herrera. As Coach Blood given his designated hitter a sign here. It'll be a 1-2. On the ground, through the hole for a base hit. Alec Verano comes through with an RBI single, and this game is tied here in the bottom of the 5th at 6 as Josh Beon comes on in to score. It's a new ball game once again.
Verano with a fantastic single between second and short, coming in when it matters most. 3 for 3 in this game, including the home run, and now another RBI.
And this crazy game continues. We are tied up at 6.
I think Verano got the message that this is an LEC opponent.
Yeah, yeah, he certainly brought his best stuff this game. Here's Conley, who's 1 for 2. Goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Battling that sky is
Jimenez
for the second out. So, 1 pitch, 1 out there for Conley. And now here's McHugh, who will look to come through with another RBI. He's already got 1 today with an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. So the Owls have tied it up. It was 6-5 entering the inning. They've knotted it at 6. Chance for more, though, with first and second and 2 out. We'll see if McHugh, the other Evan, can come through here as that one bounced in the dirt. Another good stop by Corliss. He's been very good behind the dish today. Starting both games as well. Certainly hasn't wavered. So here's the 1-0 to McHugh incoming. Bounced it again in the dirt, and it's 2-0.
McHugh wisely laying off those last couple pitches, getting ahead of Herrera.
Yeah, doing a good job. Put himself in a hitter's count here. We'll see if he can get something that he can Knock for a base hit, maybe. 2-0. Just misses, and the count runs to 3-0. So Herrera falling behind big time. On deck is the top of the order in Ehlers.
Yeah, McHugh seems to be another one of those batters that's really adjusted to this ump's strike zone.
Yeah, he's doing a good job laying off high stuff. That one's in for a strike. But if they can load the bases and get it to Ehlers, you never know. Already tied at 6. Here's the 3-1. On the ground. Fielded by the shortstop. He can't get it cleanly, though. And into first. So reaching is Evan McHugh. Zerilli could not field it cleanly. He did a nice job just to keep it in front of him, though. That might have prevented a run. But the bases are going to be loaded on the infield single for Evan McHugh.
Yeah, what could have been, what could have retired the side brings up Tommy Ehlers with the bases loaded, not who you want to be facing in a situation like this.
Yeah, and if you're Herrera, you now have to throw strikes too.
Absolutely.
Can't afford to get behind or a position where you can walk in and run.
But it does look like Herrera's catcher and some of his fielders are going to have a quick little conversation with him.
Yeah, Corliss will come out there with Zerilli, the shortstop, as well, and just try to console the pitcher. Get him through this inning with the game still tied at 6. We'll see. Ehlers is 1 for 3 today. Hasn't been in really many RBI spots on the afternoon in total, but this is a big one right here. He's got the bases loaded, 2 out.
Ehlers is a productive batter. He's leads the team with a high batting average of .325. He's also productive for sure. He's got an .892 OPS.
Here's the first pitch from Herrera to Ehlers. In the dirt, nicely done again. Stopped by Corliss. Been big this inning. Behind the dish. So it'll be a 1-0 to Ehlers. From Herrera. Here it is. In there for strike 1. A bit of a delay call there from the home plate umpire, but he gets him on that one. Bases loaded, 2 out. Game tied at 6 here in the bottom of the 5th. A big RBI spot. The 1-1. Did he go? He did not, according to the base umpire, and the count runs to 2-1. Big RBI spot here for Tommy Ehlers. He's had some solid hit balls today, also some weakly hit balls. Good balance. But in a hitter's count here, the 2-1. Low and away for ball 3. And Herrera's a pitch away from walking in a run to give the Owls the lead back here in the 5th.
Yeah, Tommy Ehlers, solid hitter here. Not too worried about the 3-1 count.
3-1 to Ehlers. Should be a good pitch to drive. Here it comes. Inside ball 4, and the Owls have taken the lead back on an RBI with a walk from Tommy Ehlers with the bases loaded. So that does count as an RBI. And the Owls back in front now, 7-6 here with a chance for more in the bottom of the 5th. And
looks like there's about to be a conversation with the bullpen reliever, Herrera.
Yeah, Coach Eggebroek coming out, and he might be making the pitching change right here as Herrera has struggled here with command. He's allowed 2 so far in the 5th. We'll see if this is a move or not. I don't think it is. He didn't make the motion to the bullpen, so now he's going to. So that will be a pitching change for the Beacons. Be right back here on the Owls Media Network in the bottom of the 5th.
I believe sportsmanship is it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Back here in the bottom of the fifth here on the Owls Media Network, Keene State still has the bases loaded, and they now lead 7-6 over UMass-Boston here in Game 2. And coming on for the Beacons will be Justin DeFalco. He's 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA. He's worked 7 innings so far and has made 4 appearances. So looking to keep this tight are the Beacons, as they could be in danger here of an inning going awry.
Not much to work off with DeFalco. Like you said, only the 7 innings pitched at this point in the season. He's totaled 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, so another one of those guys, fairly even split. It's kind of up to them to outperform themselves or maybe rely on the fielding a little bit.
I believe the 6th. Yeah, the 5th pitcher of the day coming in here in Game 2 for UMass-Boston, so they've been using that bullpen quite a bit, as he'll be greeted by the number 2 man, Hamilton Barnes, with another RBI spot. He's 1 for 3 in Game 2. See if he can get another good opposite field swing here. This is the first pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Owls went ahead on a counts as an RBI walk for Tommy Alus as he walked with the bases loaded. Not the most exciting way to get an RBI, but it does indeed count.
Whatever it takes. 7-6 now, Keene State. That's all that matters for them.
1-0 from DeFalco, fouled hard by Barnes, and look out, Coach Blood down the third base side.
Solid reflexes there from Coach Blood. Just had to do a little shimmy to the left.
Yeah, Coach Blood obviously knows what it's like to play that infield. He's a graduate of Franklin Pierce University back in 2004 and had a good baseball career. The 1-1. In the air to center. Over is Parker. Now in comes the right fielder, Govea, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. But the Owls grab 2 and retake the lead as we head to the top of the 6th. Keene State in front, 7-6 on the Owls Media Network.
Our campus can get pretty quiet during the summer when most students are home, but that doesn't mean it's completely empty. Students are working and learning here year-round. There's tour guides and student workers like me, and students are interning all over the Monadnock region. Many of our majors require hands-on learning, and our students are working as reporters, videographers, environmental advocates, and scientific researchers to gain experience. Here's a look at what's happening right here in our city this summer.
Back here in the top half of inning number 6, Keene State regained the lead that last inning, 7-6 with a pair of runs, and it'll be Evan Cowley now, who caught in Game 1 and of course has been used out of the bullpen quite a bit this year. He's 2-0 on the year with a 5.40 ERA, and he's made this will be his 8th appearance out of the bullpen this year. So if Cowley and the bullpen can hold up for these last few innings here, Jake Yakum would actually get credit for the win, even allowing the 4 runs and 6 total to score. So it's been a crazy game, but we'll see if that indeed happens. As he'll be greeted by Mariano Jimenez to lead things off in inning number 6. Owls once again only a 1-run lead, but working with a lead nonetheless. They've led by as much as 5 today. They led 5-0 early. And we'll see if that'll continue. If they can get through this 6th scoreless here, as the pitching's been a lot better the last few innings after that horrendous 3rd inning. First pitch from Cali, here it is, low and away for ball 1. It'll be a tough spot for Cali as he caught game 1 and now is thrust into game 2 here as a reliever. 1-0. Popped up. Looking for it is Conley and Beyond, but they won't find it. It's out of play.
Yeah, definitely an interesting dynamic Cali has here, going from catching to pitching.
And now playing catch with Liam Conley, one of his fellow catchers as well. Here's the 1-1. Just missed. It looked like pretty close pitch there, but not able to get the call as Cali, and the count runs to 2-1. The 2-1 again. Here it is. That one will just miss. No, that's strike 2. Very late strike call there.
Yeah, the ump took his time there to really figure out what he was thinking.
Home plate umpire. The 2-2. Here it is. Cut on a miss. He gets Jimenez swinging to lead off the top of the 6th.
Just what you want to see at the start of relief from Evan Cali.
Yeah, exactly. And now here's Breon Parker 0 for 3 is Cade once here in game 2.
Looking to make him 0 for 4.
As he will stand in, looking for his first hit on the afternoon entirely. And he takes high for ball 1. Seven to 6 Owls here in what's been a crazy game 2. That's in for strike 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Keene State held a 5-0 lead early, but that was wiped away with a 6-run 3rd on a grand slam as well from UMass. Cut on a miss, big swing from Parker, but he's down 1-2. From Drew Metzdorf, that was his 3rd home run of the day and first granny of the day as well. That one just misses away for ball 2. There's also another home run from Aiden Blake as well. So the ball's been flying around. And that's on the ground. Foul down the first base side. Just barely. Nearly stayed fair. So count is even at 2-2 on Parker. Here it is. Hesitation there from Cali, and that's into right field. Eaton is over. He will dive. Can't make the catch. That's a foul ball, though.
Great effort there from Eaton, even though it does end up ultimately following foul, doing what he has to do there.
That could have been trouble if that ball stayed fair. But luckily for the Owls, and unfortunately for Parker, it drifts just foul, just right at that first base line.
Yeah, Parker, one of his few teammates here, still trying to get on board.
That's been a rough afternoon for him, despite the rest of the team having some good success. Here's another 2-2. And that's lined into right field. That will be caught, though, by Eaton for out number 2. It was lined pretty softly, but it hung up just long enough. And Brendan Eaton makes the catch. There's 2 up, 2 down.
Right fielder, right where he's supposed to be, putting down that second out, helping out his pitcher, Cali.
So Govela stands in, and if you're Parker, it just has to be frustrating. Even when you get a well-hit ball, it's kind of right at somebody. It's just one of those types of days. Here's Govea, the right fielder.
Working out for Evan Cali, though, as he's gotten 2 out in relief in his first inning of work here.
He fires in strike 1 there as We approach 5:30 in the top of the sixth here. In the air to left, Hudson coming in. That's going to drop right in front of him for a base hit. So 2-out single from Justin Govea, and that will get the inning to Drew Metzdorf, who is absolutely the man of the day. Don't know how many times we have to say it, but...
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there for Evan Calley, who was nearly out of it after 2 straight outs of relief work there. Soft contact into left center, unfortunately bloops down for a single, bringing up, as you said, the guy we keep bringing up, Metzdorf, productive, 4 RBIs in this game.
Yeah, check back to first, and just back in was Govea.
And obviously 3 home runs on the day.
Yeah, 4 RBI on that grand slam. But that was off of, we'll check back again on Govea. That was off of Jake Yakum. He had a triple and then the grand slam, so he's halfway to the cycle here in game 2, and still with a lot of time left to play. First pitch from Cowley will miss low and away for ball 1, and he's also drawn an intentional walk with a runner on first, so something you don't usually see has happened here. Back to first again goes Govea, but safely in. So runner on first, 2 out here for Cowley. 1-0 will just miss for ball 2. And it wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we see another walk. Maybe not an intentional walk, but try to get them to bite at something. But if they can't, then they'll just take their losses with the ball 4. There's the 2-0. Not close. That's up and away.
Metzdorf in the exact type of hitter's count that he wants to be in right now.
Yeah, exactly what you're looking for. I don't know if he'll get anything really competitive here, though.
Yeah, pitching around this guy might be the wisest play.
Oh, and he does, and he takes a big cut, but he comes up empty. For one of the few times today, he took an absolute home run cut at it and couldn't make contact.
Yeah, he only had one thought behind that that swing, excuse me.
Yeah, 8-7, that's what he was thinking. Continue this seesaw affair. And here's a 3-1. Cut on a miss again, and he has run the count full. So Cowley now has battled back after falling back 3-0. We didn't know if we'd see anything competitive from him, but he's battled right back here.
Yeah, Cowley not backing down in the face of a Goliath hitter here.
Comes the full count pitch. Runner will be off. Here it is. Up and away for ball 4.
Well, now finding his way to base on balls for the second time in this game. Metzdorf on, making it runners at first and second, bringing up Aiden Blake.
And Blake's had a good day as well. He's 1 for 3. Obviously had a home run too, which followed the grand slam. So you're in the tough part of the order here if you're Keene.
Yeah, 4 home runs, 25 RBIs. Aiden Blake, one of those guys on this UMass team you want in a position like that. This time striking out.
Yeah,
or excuse me, taking a strike there. Excuse me,
Maybe
taking a strike
out,
there.
we'll say no. But
well, if you're Evan Calley, you hope so.
If you're Keene, as he does take strike 1, so see if Calley can get out of it. He quick pitched, and that'll miss for ball 1. I think Blake was upset that he didn't get a little more time there, but it doesn't really matter in the end. It's ball 1. There's a 1-1. Runners at first and second, 2 out in the 6th. Cut on a miss, the big swing. But Blake comes up empty. Cowley's a pitch away from getting out of trouble here.
Yeah, Cowley forcing some pretty big swings and misses, offering some tempting pitches, but having just the right velocity on them.
We'll see if he can put them away. Here's the 1-2. Cut on a miss, he gets him. Good work from Evan Cowley. He works around some 2-out trouble. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Keene State in front 7-6 on the Owls Media Network.
I remember writing in the second grade that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always knew that I was going to be a teacher. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, it'll be DeFalco once again working for UMass-Boston as he got out of that last inning with Keene just getting 2. So the bottom half of the 6th, we'll see if they can add on. They'll have the guys they want, Chatfield, Beon, and Eaton, all due up for Keene. Is looking to manage to hold on and win game 2 here, which has been a whirlwind. But
yeah, and well, you do want Chatfield, Beon, and Eaton up. It is nice to see Hudson, Verano, and Conley, who specifically Verano and Conley today have been pretty active. Verano with the RBI as well as the solo home run. Been a solid day from him behind the plate.
yeah, we'll see if they can get to DeFalco once again here, or for the first time this afternoon, is
the third baseman, number 23, Jonathan Chatfield.
Third baseman Jonathan Chatfield up to deck.
Yeah, battle a couple freshmen here. Chatfield obviously one, and Justin DeFalco, freshman out of West Boylston, Mass. As you get the bottom of the 6th going. And Chatfield standing in. Here it is. And he looks at strike 1. So Keene will now try to add on. They have the lead. They got the lead last inning. They held on to it in the top half of the 6th. Good work from Cali getting around some 2-out trouble. And we'll see if they get some more here. That's in for a called strike 2, so Chatfield not where he wants to be, quickly down 0-2. As we'll see if the shadows will start creeping in here late in the game as Chatfield goes fishing and way out of the zone. He strikes out for out number 1. So now it'll be Beon.
First baseman, number 45, Josh Beon.
And we'll see if he can get on base here. He's 1 for 3. He has an RBI single. Brendan Eaton on deck. Here's the first pitch to DeFalco. Misses low for ball 1. Big day here at the complex has nearly concluded. I mean, had some youth soccer going on as well as the alumni soccer game. That one will miss for ball 2. But the men's lacrosse, we mentioned earlier, victorious on senior day, 15-8 over UMass-Boston. Softball fell 6-1, I believe, in game 2. 6-2 in that doubleheader in game 2. So they split, winning 7-3 in game 1. And the Owls baseball looking to split their doubleheader. That one in the air to left field. Under it is Jimenez. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. More good work here from DeFalco. He got out of what could have been a lot bigger inning last time for Keene as they put across 2. And now here's Eaton.
Right fielder, number 25, Brendan Eaton.
1 for 3 on the day with the RBI as well as a strikeout.
Again, we'll see if they can. Eaton can get on for another hit here. So he looks at strike 1. So DeFalco's been filling up the zone. He seems to do well out of the pen. He came in with a ERA just north of 250. Here's the 0-1. Just outside. And count runs even. And here's the 1-1 to Eaton. Foul back, and it runs the 1-2. So again, as we mentioned, if the Owls can hold on to win this one, Jake Yakum is actually the pitcher of record in the win column for Keene State.
Yeah, with just the 4 earned runs on him.
Yeah, and I mean, left technically with a 7-6 lead as that one's fouled away. So I'm sure he wouldn't say this is obviously a good start for him, but nonetheless, sometimes your offense can back you up, and that's what they've done here in this one.
That's what he continues to hope is done here. DeFalco getting work done so far, though.
Here's a 1-2 again to Eaton after that foul. And he looks at ball 2, so didn't miss by too much, but DeFalco does not get the call. And we'll see if Eaton can use that to his advantage here. Is the 2-2. Lined into right field, that's going to get down, a base hit. So 2-out single for Brendan Eaton. And that'll get the inning to Nate Hudson.
Take advantage, Eaton does. Gets on with 2 men out, bringing up his teammate Nathaniel Hudson.
It's one of the things he's done well all year is not try to do too much with those types of pitches, and he just glides that one into right. So now Hudson is up. He's 1 for 3 for another hit here to keep this inning going. See if the Owls can cook up some 2-out magic here. On DeFalco, check back to first and safely is Eaton. Hudson up now, 1 for 3. Verano has 2 RBI and he's 3 for 3. See if he'll get a chance as first pitch, big swing. Empty though from Hudson.
Hudson definitely trying to get some insurance runs on board with a swing like that.
Yeah. For sure. He doesn't have any home runs on the year. Check back again on Eaton. That one somewhat close, but he's back in again. So this will be an 0-1 to Hudson. And here it is. In the air to left. Back on it is the left fielder. He'll make the catch, though. Nice play by Jimenez as he kind of crashes into the wall after, but he's all right. So we head to the top half of the 7th inning. Keene State still leads 7-6 on the Owls Media Network.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, Evan Cowley out for another inning of work. He had a scoreless 6th. Look to keep that going here as we get into the late stages here, entering the top of the 7th. See if Keene can hold on to this slim 7-6 lead here in Game 2.
Going up against Craig Corliss, who's been overall on the season a dominant batter, but today, or at least in Game 2 here, he's been held to 0-2. He's reached base on balls once. But on the season, he's got 25 RBIs, so he's definitely someone to watch out for. Even with nobody on base, you know he's able to get there.
Yeah, we'll see. It's been more of a struggle for him in Game 2, but Cowley just wants to get him out here. Not interested in how it's gone so far. Is that one up and out of the way for ball 1? Still a 7-6 Keene State lead. And here's the 1-0. Popped up, and that'll get out of play. Beyond runs over, foul. Right behind us. So Zerilli is on deck.
Callie must be feeling all right at this point. After one inning, he got the 2 strikeouts. He only walked one, allowed the 1 hit, but got out cleanly otherwise.
And he'll just miss inside with that, so the count will run to 2-1 on the Beacon catcher. Comes the 2-1. In the air to right. Over is Ehlers, but he's going to have time to make the catch for out number 1. So decent sized fly out there to right center, but nice play by Eaton to get over there.
Solid communication out in the field, too. Ehlers calling off Eaton.
Ehlers made the catch. And now here's Gianni Zerilli, the shortstop. 1 for 3 on the day. First pitch is in the air to center again. Ehlers will make the catch once again. He's been busy this inning. 2 up, 2 down.
Callie making quick work here in the top of the 7th, just what Keene State and he wants.
And now Boston Burris, so he'll bat for the first time this afternoon in Game 2 from the left side. He had a pinch hit appearance in Game 1, came in late, and also drove in a run. Big part of that 5-run 7th in Game 1.
Be curious to see if the change in stance is going to do anything for him here with the 1 hit and 3 at-bats.
1-0. In the air to left center. Over is Callie and Hudson. That ball is in front of the wall. Ehlers will play it in quickly. So that's a 2-out double for Boston Burris, who's had a good day in both games. And that one unable to be fielded there between Hudson and Ehlers, just right in that perfect spot in the left field, left center gap.
Yeah, unfortunate for Callie there that one got away from him, but luckily Ehlers, who after an awkward landing from that ball right on the fence there, able to react quickly enough to hold the runner to second, thankfully for Keene State and Callie.
So now runner at second, 2 out. In the air to center. Ehlers coming in, and also Hudson, he'll make the catch to end the inning. So Callie gets out of it once again with some 2-out trouble. Owls lead 7-6 going to the bottom of the 7th on the Owls Media Network.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Back on here in the bottom half of the 7th. Keene State still clinging to a 7-6 lead. We'll get a new pitcher in the game once again for the Beacons. It'll be the righty, number 22, Ross Dexter. He comes in 3-1 on the year with a 2.51 ERA. He's made 7 appearances, and actually 6 of those 7 so far have been starts. This one obviously will be out of the bullpen, so his 8th appearance overall this year. He's been pretty good.
Oh, he's definitely had a solid start to the year. 36 batters struck out in those 7 appearances, so definitely one of those guys who's got solid velocity and command of his stuff, which is obviously for any pitcher just a lethal combination.
He'll be greeted by
Alec Verano, who is 3 for 3 in this game, solo home run and the RBI.
Verano, Conley, and McHugh, so 7, 8, 9. But yeah, as you said, Tom, Verano's been very hot.
Yeah, it's been really it's been really fun to watch some of the later batters in the order get a great sense of productivity today between guys like Verano and Conley.
First pitch. And that's going to be line. That's a base hit into right field.
Make him 4 for 4 on the
He
day.
remains hot. He was headed for second, and he'll take a wide turn, but back into first. So 1 pitch, 1 hit off of Dexter.
What a confidence boost today must be for a guy like Alec Verano, an outfielder we haven't seen much of this season, gets placed into the DH spot, goes 4 for 4 with a solo home run. It's been really just fun to watch him today as Liam Conley steps up.
Yeah, Conley's standing in now, and he's had a pretty good day himself. He's 1 for 3.
Exactly, as he looks to potentially show bunt on this one. Throw back to first.
Yeah, back in safely there was Verano. The ball kind of got stopped by the base. Almost got away, though.
But yeah, as I said when Verano came up to the plate, it's been really fun to see some of these later hitters in the 7, 8, 9 position get their hits in as well.
Showing bunt is Conley. Throw back to first again, and another safe one. Safe call, but very close.
Dexter really thought that they picked him off in time there. He looked to the umpire for that one, didn't get it.
And I'm sure Verano will probably stay closer to the bag now, as both of those were
Yeah, definitely a little bit more conservative lead over there this time.
Showing bunt again is Conley, pulls it back for ball 1. And Dexter can throw some gas on the mound. You can see he not a soft tosser by any means.
Yeah, he's thrown 20 more strikeouts than he has let men reach on base by balls. So
bunt gets the bunt down. Does Conley? The throw will go to first from Dexter in time, but nicely done. Liam Conley with the sack bunt, and that'll get Verano into scoring position with under 2 outs. So good RBI spot again for Evan McHugh here.
And Coach Blood probably happy. I mean, Liam Conley went up from the first pitch showing that he was going for the bunt attempt, and he still got it after working around it a few times, advancing the runner to second. Game plan getting executed as they want for the Owls.
So here's Evan McHugh, another RBI spot. He's got 1 in this game, and he's 2 for 3. Also a good second game here for him as he takes strike 1. Didn't get the start in game 1. It was the senior Junior Santos that came in late as a defensive replacement. It's down 0-1 here to Dexter. Here it is. That'll be inside, and the count runs even. Feels like this would be a big run for Keene State as we head into the 8th inning.
Yeah,
and a run or 2 here.
Yeah, with only that 1 insurance run, you want to add some more for your pitcher to feel a little more comfortable out there.
1-1. Line, that's a base hit. Rounding third and headed for home is Verano. He will score. That's an RBI single. Nicely done again from Evan McHugh, and the Owls' lead is stretched now to 8-6.
And once again, the bottom of the order for Keene State putting in the work in this second game. First Verano, then Conley, and now in McHugh driving in another RBI on the day.
Yeah, the bottom part of the order has been solid this game. Verano 4 for 4, Conley 1 for 3, and McHugh now 3 for 4. So 7, 8, 9 have not been easy outs. Been very good. As Ehlers is up, and he gets plunked on the first pitch. So that'll make it first and second with 1 out.
Ehlers just let that one cruise right into him. He wasn't worried about that at all.
No.
The second baseman, number 1, Hamilton.
So here's Hamilton Barnes standing in, and he's got an RBI spot now as Corliss will go to Dexter, and Barilli, the shortstop, also coming in to maybe try to calm him down a bit as he's come in and has struggled here in the early going. Not sure if we'll see a pitching change or not here as everybody comes in for this conference. And Hamilton Barnes, we'll talk with his coach, Coach Blood. I think about what to look for here to see if you get another run in or two. First and second.
Well, Hamilton Barnes, solid contact guy. He's occasionally able to drive it for extra bases if there's a time you're going to get a double. This is now.
Yeah, looking for something to hit here from the pitcher Dexter. Say that again. We'll see if he gets it. Of course, Chatfield would be on deck, or is on deck. In the bottom of the seventh, Keene State has already made it 8-6. Looking for more. Here's the first pitch. Foul back for strike one.
Even if Hamilton Barnes isn't able to drive one in here, getting him on base is huge. He's 9 for 10 on steals on the season. He's got a lot of speed on the bags, so.
0-1, both runners get their leads. That's in for strike two. So Dexter working ahead here in this at bat against Barnes. He'll have to fight off the 0-2 here. Here it is. And that'll just miss off the plate for 0-1. So Chatfield will get on deck. McHugh at second. Ehlers at first. McHugh with an RBI single. Second of the game, and Ehlers was hit by a pitch. Here's the 1-2. And did he go? Check. He did not. So that count will run even now. It didn't appear he did from here.
Yeah, great job by Hamilton Barnes there to hold up on his swing as the pitcher has a quick word with the umpire, it looks like there.
Yeah, he thought that was strike three. I mean, but
ultimately the umpire's call, so.
Yeah, and from our angle, I mean, it did look like
it seemed he held up to me as well. Hamilton has an incredibly good plate awareness, just great discipline up there, sees the ball well.
Yeah, and again, he's not a power guy, but obviously that's not always what you need. You just need guys who can get on base.
Well, when you got runners in scores position like that, this is who you want up.
On the ground is Zerilli to second for one, on to first for two. And that is how UMass-Boston gets out of that inning. But the Owls do play to run. They extend their lead to 8-6. We head to the 8th on the Owls Media Network.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships, attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, Evan Cowley looking for his third clean inning of work. He's been good out there as we enter the top of the 8th and now has another run for a cushion to work with as the lead is now 2 for Keene.
Yeah, it would be huge for Evan Cowley to get through another inning cleanly here as Keene State is only onto their second pitcher, whereas UMass-Boston is currently utilizing their 6th pitcher in this game alone. So if the bullpen can stay warm and the guy on the mound can stay hot, Keene State's ideally in a solid position here to hold on to the lead.
We're going to have a pinch hitter now here. It'll be Luke Levitt for UMass-Boston. He'll be pinch hitting for Mariano Jimenez, so likely will take over in left field. We'll see.
A junior from Manchester by the Sea, Massachusetts, Luke Levitt.
So Levitt standing in. He'll get his first swings of the day. Didn't get any appearances in game 1 either. And Cowley deals. And outside ball 1. And you got to like certainly what you've seen from Keene here in game 2. You figure after, the grand slam, then the solo homer, then UMass-Boston takes the lead after being down 5-0. You think this game very well could have gotten away from them, but it has not. In fact, they now lead by 2. So
Well, whether that's perseverance from the team itself or maybe a little bit of combo of home field advantage, I'm not sure, but it's nice to see if you're a Keene State fan that those big hits didn't absolutely just derail the momentum they had generated early on. As you can see, still a 2-run lead. Keene State doing what they need to do late in this game.
Now Levitt took a big cut there, but he's can't catch up. It's 2-1. That one in there for strike 2. Keene State applauding in their dugout. They love that call. So it'll be Levitt, Parker, and Govea. So 9-1 and 2. 2-2. Just outside, ball 3. And the count runs full, so Callie trying to avoid a leadoff walk. You don't want to do that. But we'll see what happens. Here's the 3-2 in the air, popped up. Just what you want. McHugh's got it, and there's one away. Exactly what you want on a 3-2 pitch, just a weak pop-up.
Center fielder number 8, Breon Parker.
So here's Breon Parker. And it's been a whale of a day for him. Combined 0 for 9. And looking to avoid 0 for 10. Beacons haven't gotten what they usually get out of the leadoff guy today, as he's just out of the way. That's ball 1. But nonetheless, Evan Cowley hopes to continue that with the 1-0 here. That'll just miss for ball 2. Good hitters count here for Parker. See if Cowley can get back into it. The 2-0 in there for strike 1. 8-6 here, Keene in the top of the 8th of game 2. Nobody on and 1 out. 2-1. This is low for ball 3. We'll see. Cowley had the count full on Levitt. We'll see if he can battle back against Parker. Is the 3-1. That'll miss for ball 4. So Parker's on for the first time here in game 2 with a walk.
And now, interestingly, and this is no dig on Callie's been doing great. I just don't see anybody warming up in the Keene State dugout at the moment.
Yeah, maybe an interesting decision.
Because I do see some, looks like at least someone over UMass way.
Coach Blood, and now see what happens here is they're giving, I think, Parker a little conference here for UMass-Boston. Trying to mount something. Keene State just trying to hang on here and get this to a 2-run ball game here as we are in the 8th inning, potentially entering the 9th though.
Yeah, with UMass being an LEC opponent, it would be really big here if Keene State can hold on to this lead and pull out a win. You know, up until last week, their play in the LEC was 3-1, and now things have evened up with the loss to Castleton, unfortunately, and a loss in game 1 here today. As Callie checks up at first.
Yeah, back safely. They're going to keep an eye certainly on Parker, and Parker hasn't been on base all day until now, so they'll check on him again, and he's back in safely. They haven't had to worry about the speed really at all this afternoon, as his only real positive before that walk was just a sac fly in game 1. So throw back in again, and he's easily back in. Keeping him honest over there, but Govea is up, and he's 2 for 3. He's had a good game 2. Had a pretty good game 1 as well, and of course, Metzdorf is looming on deck, so not the guy you want up if you're on the Keene side with a couple guys on base. See if Cowley can make a big pitch, and the throw gets away. Parker will head into second. He's going to round and head to third. He's going to get in diving. So Breon Parker goes first to third on a wild toss, trying to get back.
Well, those are the kind of plays that have haunted Keene State all season. Late innings with a short lead, whether it's a wild pitch or a wild throw from the infield.
Now Yeah, error there on Callie, the pitcher. So an E1 on the wild throw, and it allows Parker to get all the way to third. Pitch to Govea will miss for ball 2, and now it's 2-0. And even if you allow a run here, if Parker is able to come around to score, you would cede that run on an out here, because it would still remain an 8-7 game, but you want to get that second out, as that's fouled back by Govea.
Yeah, Callie in a tough position here. Worked through a couple of clean innings, but finds himself with his first real tall task here with a man on third and only one away.
Here's a 2-1. On the ground to second, Barnes has it, will throw to first in time to be on for out number 2, as Parker does come in to score, so that'll make it 8-7, but Owls will trade that run right there for an out, I think, and good idea. They'll get 2 outs for Drew Metzdorf, who is indeed still the tying run, so we'll see how they handle this at bat.
Well,
has that experience from Division I, and is certainly, you see why.
Yeah, even with nobody on for him right now, he's quite capable of tying it up with one swing himself.
And he looks at strike 1 from
which
Callie.
We've seen him do 3 times today. Yeah. So don't count out a fourth. Evan Callie hopefully is counting out a fourth for himself.
The 0-1 just misses for ball 1. Didn't look like a bad pitch, but he doesn't get the call, and it's 1-1. This easily the biggest at-bat of the day.
Yeah, velocity there, command maybe not.
Here's the 1-1 coming from Callie. In the air to left, it's well hit, but it's foul. That is a foul home run if there ever was one, but that does not count because it's foul. So that's a long strike 2, so it is 1-2 on Metzdorf.
Yeah, with 2 away, this is the last guy you want to be facing. The pressure must be on for Callie to work out of this one.
1-2, here it is. And he hits him. Drew Metzdorf hit by a pitch.
I think he might have done a good job selling that one.
On a 1-2. So he's on board one way or another. And it'll get the inning to Blake, who's another home run threat. Entered the day with 3 on the year, but he got his 4th.
Metzdorf looked a little like Anthony Rizzo there. He leaned right into that
in
one.
The third, yeah.
He just let that one nail it.
Yeah.
Any way you can get on, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Especially with an 8-7 game against an LEC opponent.
First pitch misses for ball 1.
Something that's probably nice for the fielders right now is that there's some solid coverage of the sun from the clouds, not to mention just cool down of temperature as Callie checks up at first, doesn't get Metzdorf.
Yeah, Metzdorf back in safely. They're trying to keep an eye on him, but playing for that. So Blake took ball 1. The 1-0 will miss for ball 2. So he's fallen behind Blake pretty quickly here. And you don't want to do that either, as Justin Blood's going to come out to probably give him some words for encouragement, as the whole team will come on in.
Tough position here for Evan Callie. 2 away, man on first in a 2-0 count. Does have some battling back to do here, but luckily just 1 out away from getting out of this inning.
Yeah, just 1 out away.
But like I said, 2-0 count, so still a little bit of a duel to be had here.
Yeah, nobody warming in the Keene pen, so they're riding, certainly at least for this inning, with Callie.
Something I had noticed as well.
Yeah.
Very curious how this plays out with nobody in the pen. If things do go further awry for Callie, will they start warming someone up as the inning is still active?
On deck is Corliss. This will be a 3-0 to Aiden Blake. Just trying to get out of the inning with the lead. Here's Callie. Here's the 3-0. And he fires in strike 1. Late strike call, but he does get it.
Yeah, I got a little worried there. I was worried
I was like,
that one got away from him, and up here it did not look that way.
Yeah. Back
3-1
to
count.
first. They'll check in. He's safe. A late call there from the base umpire.
Metzdorf, who has been just pesky for Keene State all day, whether it's batting or on the base pads. Callie's had to pick him off a couple of times.
The 3-1 popped up. Conley looking for it. He's got no! Oh my goodness, he dropped it.
Wow.
That would have been the inning.
Conley briefly had it in foul territory in his glove, and it bounced out, hit the fence, and bobbled off his knee.
Yeah, I mean, once it hit the fence, it wouldn't have mattered because you can't use an object like that to catch a ball.
Very rare you see something like that. Interesting.
So Blake is still alive, but it will now be a 3-2 pitch from Evan Cowley. Metzdorf is off. Here it is. In there for strike 3. He gets him, and he looks over to the UMass-Boston dugout on his way off. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, the Owls still leading 8-7 after the Beacons get a run.
Our campus can get pretty quiet during the summer when most students are home, but that doesn't mean it's completely empty. Students are working and learning here year-round. There's tour guides and student workers like me, and students are interning all over the Monadnock region. Many of our majors require hands-on learning, and our students are working as reporters, videographers, environmental advocates, and scientific researchers to gain experience. Here's a look at what's happening right here in our city this summer.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, Owls clinging to an 8-7 lead in the bottom of the 8th. And they'll get a new pitcher. It'll be Sam Gray. He's 0-0 with a .77 ERA, and he closed out Game 1 in the victory for UMass-Boston. So
definitely the guy you want to
to
bring in. I mean, 3 saves on the season, obviously not a save position here, but in those tight scenarios, this guy he's worked out for him clearly. So let's see if he can shut down any damage someone like Jonathan Chatfield is hoping to bring upon.
Yeah, Chatfield looking to get things going as the Owls hoping probably for a run or two here this inning. Try to extend the lead once again. The Beacons got one back in the 8th. Had the tying run at first, but were unable to bring him home. That one's high for ball 1. So Gray working in back-to-back games. Again, closed out Game 1 in the 7-5 Beacon victory. Here's the 1-0. And that'll miss for ball 2. So quickly behind Chatfield. UMass-Boston certainly not happy with the home plate umpire. Neither side really has been all day. I mean, it's been a bit iffy, but the 2-0 is in the air to left. That's going to get down. That'll be for extra bases. It one hops the wall. Chatfield digging for 2. He's in with a stand-up double to lead things off here in inning number 8.
Chatfield doing just what he needs to when he needs to. Bit of a, as far as it goes for Jonathan Chatfield, a bit of a slower start in Game 2 here, but wakes up right when he needs to. As Josh Bion is up to the plate now. RBI opportunity for the senior captain.
Yeah, perfect RBI spot here with the leadoff double for Chatfield as being on the look for a good pitch. At the very least, get him over to third with one out. Trying to distract him there is Chatfield. He gets a solid lead off of second. And Bion takes ball 1. So we'll see if he can come through here with another, first RBI of the game. He's 2 for 4. He has a couple of hits. No RBIs so far. As Gray gets ready to deal the 1-0. Here it is. He gets the bunt down. It's not going to advance Chatfield, though. Gray throws to first in time, and that is out number 1. So the sack doesn't work there. They can't get Chatfield from second to third. It'll now be running around second with 1 out.
Yeah, wasted attempt there from Keene State. Jonathan Chatfield on second. The bunt unable to even advance him further.
So now here's Brendan Eaton. He's had a good game here in game 2. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI, looking for number 2. And in fact, they're going to put him on to set up a double play here. So they will not pitch to Eaton. And that'll get it to Nate Hudson. We'll see if he can drive him in here. And Hudson is 1 for 4, so he hasn't had a terrible day at the plate. As Gray gets set for the first pitch. First and second now 1 out after the intentional pass. As that one check swing fouled just under us for strike 1. So trying to set up a double play spot here are the Beacons. It's 8-7 Keene State here in the bottom of the 8th. First and second, 1 out. And looking to take game 2 and split the doubleheader. That one low and away for ball 1. And what a win this would be in game 2. Would put the Owls back at 4-3 in the LEC. It would give UMass-Boston their first conference defeat of the year.
And how close were they in game 1 to handing them their first defeat then? Imagine 2 of those in a row.
Well, it's been a wild second game. I mean, Keene State was up 5-0. It looked like early, the offense was going to keep humming the rest of the game and pull away. And
then the Metzdorf Grand Slam really opened things wide open for UMass. And now we're looking at an 8-7 game in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out for Keene State.
Popped up, but foul and out of play, so that'll even the count. But yeah, I mean, Keene State got down 6-5, but they didn't stop fighting on offense. They went out 8-6 with 3 unanswered runs. And now looking to make it either 9-7 or more here with a 2-2 to Hudson. Here it is. And he swings and misses for strike 3. You got a foul tip into the mitt of Corliss, and they're 2 away, but it's the guy you want up. It's Alec Verano coming up, as he's 4 for 4 with a pair of RBIs here in game 2. He's been just outstanding up there.
Yeah, of all the days for Coach Blood to put Alec Verano at DH, today was the day. 4 for 4, the solo home run, the 2 RBIs. Now with men in scoring position, hopefully that streak continues if you're a Keene State fan. Make him 5 for 5, hopefully.
First and second, 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Keene State 8-7 lead. Chatfield at second. He led off with a double. Eaton reached on an intentional free pass.
Even with an 8-7 lead against a team like UMass-Boston, you want all the insurance runs you can get.
The 1-0. Missing outside for ball 2.
UMass has shown they're just a couple batters away from taking this thing, so Keene State wants to remain a few ahead of them.
Yeah, and it would be interesting, certainly, to see what happens with Keene in the top of the 9th, as that one will miss ball 3. It's 3-0. Corliss just trying to get Gray to calm down, throw a strike here.
Yeah, Verano in another comfortable count for himself with Liam Conley on deck. Like we said last inning, 7, 8, 9 hole hitters have just been really carrying the team this second game of this the doubleheader today.
Yeah, they have driven this offense up and away ball 4. They don't even want to pitch to Verano, and he's aboard. So that is going to load the bases with 2 out for Liam Conley, who's also had a pretty good day of his own. He's 1 for 3. He has struck out once, but
yeah, and we should note that Alec Verano there reaching base for the 5th time this game, 4 with hits, once on walks. So definitely a great game for Alec Verano. Now Liam Conley hoping to capitalize as well.
For all we've talked about Metzdorf, yeah, I mean, Verano's been outstanding as well in this second game. First pitch to Conley, missing for ball one.
Yeah, certainly if things ended now, if you were to give a player of the game from both sides, those probably are the players you talk about.
So McHugh is on deck if it gets to him. Sheffield at third, Eaton at second, Verano at first. Big swing from Conley, comes up empty, and it is 1-1. Awaiting the 1-1, here is Conley. With 2 out, bases loaded, here it is, inside ball 2. Dusted him off a bit.
Yeah, Sam Gray probably feeling the pressure now after 2 straight walks and bases loaded with Liam Conley on at the plate, who's been solid today.
Here's the 2-1, a hitter's count. Caught on a miss for strike 2. Another big swing from Conley, but he can't catch up to it. We'll see if he can stay back a bit more on the 2-2.
Conley just hoping to give Keene at least one more run insured.
Here's the 2-2. Inside, and the count runs full. So both teams on their feet here for their guy. Boston looking for Sam Gray, Keene looking for Liam Conley.
Yeah, it all comes down to these two with this pitch here.
Here it is, the 3-2. Runners will be off. Here it is. Inside ball 4. Keene State with another bases loaded walk, and that will make it 9-7, and that is a big run that they get right back after giving one up in the top half.
The shortstop, number 20, Evan McHugh.
So here's McHugh. He's already got 2 RBIs today, a couple RBI singles. I have a chance for another one right here, and if you get RBI single, I mean, this could be a 4-run game. First pitch from Gray. That one is in for strike 1.
3 for 4 so far in game 2 here with the 2 RBIs. Evan McHugh looking to add a couple more to his total.
0-1 to McHugh, in there for strike 2, and he's quickly down. Pitching in a pitcher's count. See what he can do here with an 0-2 from Sam Gray. Here it is, up and away for ball 1. Nice play there by Corliss to keep another run off the board. One, 2 to McHugh. In the air, little bloop down the right field side, but it's going to be caught in foul ground by Burris for the 3rd out. But the Owls get a big run there on the walk. We head to top of the 9th. Keene State looking to win game 2 here on the Owls Media Network.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Back here on the Owls Media Network, Keene State looking to escape with a win here in game 2 and get a split in this LEC doubleheader against UMass-Boston. Evan Cowley is looking to make it 4 innings in a row to close out the game with just 1 earned run allowed.
Yeah, and if he does, it would be his 2nd save of the year.
Actually, it would not be. He's allowed a run, but not an earned run. So, and he'll get Corliss, Zerilli, and Burns. Burris, excuse me. As we are in the top of the 9th, here's the first pitch from Cowley. In there for strike 1. We're underway. The Owls looking to hold on 9-7 this afternoon in game 2. The 0-1. In the air to center. Ehlers is under it. No, it's going to be over his head, and it'll one-hop the wall. Digging into second is Corliss. He's on with a leadoff double, and that's not what you wanted if you're Evan Cowley in Keene State. So leadoff base runner already for UMass-Boston, but that's also why that 9th run kind of looms large.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because now you have the tying run at the plate.
We're going to have a pinch runner coming on as well for the Beacons. It's going to be Nick Farnese, who started in game 1, infielder, and was later pinch hit for.
Big moment for this guy right here. Just jogging to the plate, I can tell he's got speed.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to get that space on. So Gianni Zarilli now with an RBI spot. 9-7 Keene. In there for strike 1, so Cali getting ahead once again. Boston Burris is on deck. He was 2 for 4 with an RBI. The 0-1. Up and in, ball 1. We're near 6:20 here. So we approach pretty much close to the 3-hour mark of this game, a little under right now. In the air to center. This time Ehlers will have a play. He makes the catch for out number 1. So kind of a liner, but hung up long enough to right at Ehlers as well. And now here's Burris.
Yeah, and with one away now, that stalled the runner at second.
Yeah, it feels like a big first out. You don't want things to get out of hand, even if it's a base hit or something, just to try to get a rally going for UMass-Boston. Still 2 outs to get, but it has to feel big for Cali and Keene State. Here's the first pitch. And that's going to be hit hard up the middle, a base hit. Here comes Faresi. He will score easily, and it is a 1-run game once again on the RBI single from Boston Burris, who's been a tough out all day.
Now just a 1-run game with a man at first.
Yeah, the tying run on base now. The go-ahead run comes to the plate in the form of Nick Palma. He's 0 for 3 so far. Morrison is on deck as he came in. That one in the air to right. Back on it goes Eaton. At the wall, it's off the wall. That is going to tie the game most likely. Throw coming in. Cut off. No, they're going to hold him at second and third.
I got to say.
That ball nearly got out of here, and that almost gave UMass-Boston the lead, but they'll hold the runner at third. We're going to get a pinch hitter now. It's going to be Mike Gorham, as Evan Cowley will remain in the game. That was stung by Palma on the first pitch.
Yeah, and I am a little surprised that Burris didn't head home on that one. Could have tied the game up right there on that swing.
Yeah, now not only do you have the tying run at third, just 90 feet away, you have the go-ahead run at second. And we'll see if...
Looks like we are going to have another pinch runner here.
Yeah, this will be Reed Burkett Schneider coming on. The sophomore out of Austin, Texas, will pinch run at second base. So Keene State just trying to get out of this somehow with a win. At the very least, a tie. Cowley looking to close it out. Second and third, 1 out. Infield is basically in on the corners. First pitch misses for ball 1. Yeah, Chatfield playing a bit in. McHugh and Barnes playing back. The 1-0. That'll miss high and away for ball 2. On deck would be Parker, the leadoff man, if it gets to him. But now he's got to deal with Mike Gorham.
Yeah, Evan Calley just got to tune out any of the noise he's hearing from that UMass dugout right now. Just get back to where you were the last couple innings.
2-0. Fouled away for strike one. He did get a piece of it.
Thankfully.
Yeah, otherwise that could have been a swing and a miss on a wild pitch. Or actually a pass ball. So it'll be 2-1 on Gorham. Second and third, 1 away. 9-8 Owls. The 2-1. High and away again, and it's 3-1. Cowley just looking for a pitch to get him to foul away or pop up, do something. 3-1, here it is. That is up and away for ball four. The bases are loaded for Breon Parker, the leadoff hitter. And that probably will do it for Evan Cowley as Coach Blood comes out. He makes the sign. We're going to get a pitching change here. Owls still in front 9-8, but the bases juiced with 1 out in the top of the ninth. We'll be right back. We'll have a pitching change here for the Owls. It'll be Daniel Cantafi coming on for Keene State. And Cantafi is 1-2 on the year, the 5.89 ERA. He's started 3 games, made 4 appearances in total. This will be number 5. And we'll also get a pinch runner at first for UMass-Boston. It'll be Chris Duco, the senior from Dedham, Mass.
Yeah, a lot of substitutions in just the top of the ninth here for UMass as they've, for themselves, fortunately found their way to get onto the base pads. And as soon as you get on, they're putting in their speedsters, which is starting to pretty quickly chip away here. 1-run lead now.
Yeah, this would be a big, probably the biggest situation that Cantafi has been in all season. He's struggled, obviously. He has an ERA at almost 5.5, but if he can get out of this, I mean, this could, certainly make your season if you're Keene State.
Yeah, definitely I would have to imagine one of the more stressful situations for Cantafi. He's only had 4 appearances on the seasons, as you mentioned, the ERA a bit bloated.
And he'll have to face, again, Breon Parker, who's 0 for 4 in this game, but he's reached with a walk his last time up. And Govea would be next if it gets to him. I guess a positive here for Keene is that you have now a double play situation. So you can get out of it with a ground ball in the infield and potentially end this game on it. But still not the situation that you wanted to be in with a 2-run lead entering this inning. So here is Breon Parker. The biggest showdown of the game. And here it is. Both dugouts fired up, as you can hear. First pitch from Cantafi. Missing low, but it's stopped by Conley. What a job there.
Those are the exact type of pitches that have really made things dangerous late in games for Keene State.
And wouldn't it have been perfect if Burris was headed home and he found the ball?
Exactly.
1-0 from Cantafi. That'll be in there for strike one, a late strike call once again. 1-1, bases loaded, 1 out. 9-8 Keene State in the top of the ninth. The 1-1. Outside for ball 2. It looks pretty good from up here. And they thought maybe he'd give another late strike call, but none.
I was
there.
I was looking for it. I thought so myself.
2-1 from Kentafi. Popped up and out of play. Boy, would that have been big if that had stayed fair, or at very least in play, and a pop out for out number 2.
Yeah, Kentafi's got to be feeling the pressure.
2-2 coming here from Kentafi. Here it is. In the dirt, full count, and he cannot walk him or else this game is tied. With Govea on deck. Big pitch here from Daniel Kentafi. Here it is. Lined into center field, a base hit. That will score 2, and UMass-Boston has rallied to take the lead. It is 10-9 and down to third. Goes Duco, and into second goes Breon Parker with his biggest hit, his only hit of the day, and it's his biggest, easily.
That's got to be deflating for Keene State. Top of the 9th, letting a lead go like that.
Yeah, and they had, again, they had it in game 1 as well. It was those late innings that really hurt them.
Story of the season for Keene State is late inning blown leads off things like errors and wild pitches. So
Justin Govea stands infield coming in, with it being 10-9. Foul back for strike 1, and now all you got to think about for Keene is just keeping it a 1-run game. To give yourself at least a good shot in the bottom half to tie it or win it with a walk-off. We have not seen a walk-off this year for Keene. Here's the 0-1, popped up and out of play, foul.
Chatfield doesn't have a chance at that one.
Yeah, it's into the lacrosse field. Here comes an 0-2 to Govea. Outside, ball 1.
Really would be nice here for Kentafi to get a strikeout, maybe bounce back, get it down to 1 more out.
Metzdorf is on deck.
Don't want him up with anybody on, let alone bases loaded.
The 1-2 will not be made as Kentafi steps off. Owls had a 4-2 lead entering the 7th of game 1, and that fell apart. They went down 7-4, lost 7-5. The 1-2 bounced in the dirt, a nice stop again by Conley as he keeps it in front of him.
Yeah, Conley's done a great job backing up his pitchers so far this game. Anytime something could go awry, he's been able to be a bit of an insurance for him.
The 2-2 from Kentafi. In the air to center, that's gonna get, no! Oh, it dropped by Ehlers, the run's gonna score. That'll make it 11-9. Ehlers almost made a tremendous catch. I thought it was gonna drop in front of him.
Ehlers just centimeters away on that one.
So the runner,
he looks pretty upset with himself
Parker
out
didn't
there
move
too.
up from second, so it'll be first and second now, but the run did score from third. So inning still is going here, and it's just been a disaster here in the top of the 9th for Keene. As Metzdorf coming up, Owls just hoping to somehow limit this to 11-9. First pitch is outside.
Well, if it wasn't for this guy up to plate right now, this game might not be the same story.
Yeah.
Drove in 4 runs with the 1 hit on the grand slam back in inning 3.
It takes ball 2. Nobody up in the Owls' pen currently. I mean, Kentafi did just enter the game with a lot of inherited runners. The bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, Kentafi did not come in with an easy task.
And that's on the ground, hard hit but foul. down the left field side as now they're going to get Troy Brennan going, number 6, it looks like in the pen. As he'll try to warm up kind of as quick as he can in case he's needed here. Owls were just looking for a split in this doubleheader. Of course, it's still possible, but has been made a lot tougher. On the ground to third, it's by Chatfield. In to score is Parker. Runner coming around third. In to score is Govea as well, and it is 13-9. Man, this has just been hard to watch. And that's an RBI double for Metzdorf as his monster day just continues.
Well, Chatfield was right where he needed to be in the hot corner in third. He put the diving attempt on that ground ball down the third baseline, wasn't able to get to it, and that turns into a double with 2 runs for Metzdorf, who's been unstoppable today.
Aiden Blake now 1 for 5. RBI on the homer. Way back in the third, which feels like eons ago.
Yeah, what a different game has transpired since that third inning.
At the time, it tied it at 5. And he fouls it away. Quickly down 0-2. So it's been a 6 spot so far for UMass-Boston here in the 9th. And they had a 6 spot in the third as well.
Not to mention still just 1 out as the runner
going,
takes for third and gets there.
Yeah, Metzdorf easily into third as the ball was bounced in the dirt. So it's 1-2.
Yeah, he seems to be able to do it all for his ball club here.
Kentafi just looking for the second out. He hasn't recorded one since entering the game. And that's on the ground. That's up the middle, a base hit. In comes Metzdorf, and it's 14-9.
The UMass hit parade just continues to rain down on Keene State in the top of the 9th as the hole deepens.
Yeah, things have quickly, that's 7 runs now, have just gotten ugly. And now here's Farnese, who came around to score. She came on as a pinch runner with the leadoff double this inning. Just looking for an out here at this point for Keene. Get a double play, get out of it somehow. Obviously, nowhere near close to what you wanted, but the 1-0 is popped up, but that will get out of play, foul down the left field, right field side.
You can sense the desperation there from the Keene State fielders rushing over to that one, trying to get an out for the first time in what seems like
ages. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a crazy rough 9th inning here for Keene, and not in a good way. 14-9 UMass-Boston. The 1-1 from Kentafi is not going to be made. He steps off. Troy Brennan continuing to warm in the Keene State pen. And he didn't go around. That's ball 2. In the air to right. Under it is Eaton. Makes the catch, and at last, that is out number 2. So Farnese is retired in his first at bat of game 2 with a flyout, and it was finally 2 away.
Shortstop number 3, Gianni Zerilli.
So here's Gianni Zerilli. Kentafi just looking to get out of the inning. And he fires in ball 1. It was a 1-0 to the shortstop. Blown away, ball 2. That's lined down the left field line, a base hit. Another run is going to score for UMass-Boston, as in to score is Aiden Blake. That'll make it 15-9 on an RBI double from Gianni Zarelli. And this nightmare of an inning just continues.
Keene State probably just as deflated as I am calling this one right now.
Yeah, man, it's been tough to watch.
What was just a great back and forth in just the top of this ninth has become a bit of a blowout almost.
8 runs, yeah. 6-run lead now for UMass-Boston. As Burris takes ball 1. Kentafi finally got out number 2, but then allowed an RBI double to Zarelli, who's now at second. 1-0. In there for strike 1. This game now about over 3 hours old. Started just around 3:40. But it feels like it's been a lot longer, as that one will miss for ball 2. Troy Brennan continues to warm in the pen. Kentafi with a 2-1. Up and away, ball 3.
Yeah, Brennan should definitely have had quite the workout before stepping on the mound if he gets even the chance. Been out there for a while, as this inning, or this top of the inning, just seems to go on and on.
3-1 in there for strike 2, and the count is full. So Kentafi just looking to get out of it right here.
Yeah, desperately hoping for a strike if you're Keene State right now. Just put an end to the bleeding.
The 3-2, here it is. Fouled away, so Burris will stay alive for at least another pitch. And we'll see if Keene can get out of it right here with another 3-2. 3-2 again, fouled away by Burris. It's been an incredibly long top of the ninth, as 8 runs have come across for UMass-Boston. Another full count, here it is. High for ball 4. And I think we're going to finally see a pitching change here, as Kentafi has not been able to find the zone. Also has allowed quite a few runs to come in and score. He's allowed 4 earned runs. So Troy Brennan's going to come in. And we'll be back in just a moment here on the Owls Media Network.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Back here in the top half of the ninth, it's been a very ugly top of the ninth. 8 runs have scored for UMass-Boston, and Owls just looking to get the final out of the inning. So it'll be Troy Brennan coming in 1-1 with an ERA of 6, and he's made 6 appearances on the year. 9 total innings pitched. So just looking for that final out to get us to the bottom half.
Yeah, coming back from that break, Ryan, I actually thought for a second we were finally heading into the bottom of the ninth, and then I reminded myself we still have one last out to get if you're Keene State.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show how long and unfortunate this inning has been for the Keene State fielders, and specifically Daniel Kentafi. It was just a tough start on the mound.
Yeah, and Troy Brennan looking to get the final out. It'll be Reed Burkett Schneider, who will step in for his first at bat in the game. Came in as a pinch runner, and at this point, UMass-Boston just allowing a lot of pinch hitters, pinch runners. Obviously, with a 6-run lead this late, trying to get some other guys some opportunities. We near getting somewhat closer to dark here.
Yeah.
We will likely not reach it unless this inning lasts another 40-plus minutes. But we'll see.
Don't jinx anything here, Ryan.
Yeah.
Don't jinx anything. You know, the broadcaster's curse is very real.
It is. First pitch, that'll miss low, ball 1. And if you're Keene, you just want to throw strikes. I mean, you've had, at some point you're going to get a guy to line into an out, to ground into an out.
Well, I think that's the whole idea of finally taking Kentafi out. I mean, obviously things didn't go his way, and as
McHugh takes it to second, and that
finally,
at long last is the end of the top of the ninth, but not before UMass gets 8 runs and takes a 15-9 lead. So we'll be back with the bottom half. Owls looking for some Owl Athletic Complex magic here on the Owls Media Network.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access.
This is your ticket to the NCAA tournament.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Back on the Owls Media Network. It'll be Bryce Evans coming in to catch here in the ninth for UMass-Boston, and I believe we have a few other switches as well. Try to find those out for you. Chris Duco also taking over in left field, as it'll still be Sam Gray for the likely to be the final 3 outs of this one. As it's 15-9, and it'll be Ehlers, Barnes, Chatfield, 1, 2, 3. And 9-1-2. 1, 2, 3. And the Owls will be looking to maybe have an 8 running into their own. We'll see. Hard to expect, but you never know.
I mean,
there
was 6 runs going into the third. I mean, obviously that's 3 innings of work, not 1, but you never know with this club. Young squad, capable of getting hot at any moment, capable of going cold clearly at any moment too.
Yeah.
So we'll see which way they go in their last 3 outs here.
It's still that one runs in on Ehlers for ball 1. It's still a very young team, and you expect there to be growing pains, obviously, at some point. And this has certainly been one of those days on the Keene State end. But on the UMass-Boston end, you seek to go to 7-0, and what a way to do it. As that'll miss for ball 2. So the last inning began with a leadoff double for UMass-Boston, and that's what led eventually to 8 runs coming across. As Ehlers is ahead 2-0. That one in for strike 1. Two-1 coming to Ehlers. In there for strike 2. See if Ehlers can come through with a leadoff hit here for Keene. Count is run even at 2-2. Here it is. Outside ball 3.
By the way, apologies, Ryan. I feel like I went a bit silent for a moment there. Just kind of silent the way the Keene State bats have gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
certainly a good play on there. I mean, definitely right about that.
well, I noticed I'd been listening to you for a ramble for a few moments there, and I said, geez, I haven't seen anything happen yet.
3-2, pop foul, out of play.
Ayler sends that one out of play, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe if you're Keene, just put together a few good at-bats this inning. And
Anything, really. I mean,
yeah.
however you have to get on, whether it's drawing walks or even just a quick little single up through one of the 5-6 holes or 3-4 holes.
3-2, fouled away again into the Keene dugout. So look out there.
With a full count.
Full count, yeah, again to Ahlers. Here it is.
Keene State possibly down to their final 3 outs here.
Would have 6 runs to get. It would be probably one of the most improbable comeback wins in D3 baseball history. But
you never know. You never know.
Here's a 3-2 again. That will miss for ball 4, so Ahlers is aboard with a leadoff walk.
Well, trending in a positive direction for Keene State that time.
And it'll get Barnes to the plate. He's 1 for 5 in game 2. See if if Barnes can maybe get another opposite field hit. Try to keep the line moving here.
Well, Barnes is capable of hitting doubles. He's got a few on the season. More of a short contact guy, though.
That is missing for ball 1. So here's the 1-0 from Gray. That'll miss high for ball 2. High for ball 3. So it was a long wait, obviously, for Gray, and I think he's shown that. He's gotten behind a lot of hitters here, especially with as big a lead as he has. I mean, we saw that with Yakum way earlier in the game.
The Owls certainly hope that is the case, Ryan, because, I mean, back-to-back walks could go a long way here.
That will be in for strike 1. So he gets it over there to make it 3-1.
Still, for a guy with plate discipline like Hamilton Barnes, 3-1 counts, something he likes to see for sure. Something hopefully he can take advantage of.
3-1 again. And in for strike 2, the count runs full.
It's now full count.
Here's the 3-2 from Gray. That'll miss for ball 4. So another good at bat there from Hamilton Barnes, and he's aboard with the walk. So now it's first and second.
Good job by both the leadoff hitters, just having a good eye on the ball.
Yeah, just not getting fooled too much. And now here's Chatfield. He's 2 for 5 with an RBI. Way back, had an RBI double.
Well, obviously you guys can't see it, but I did just stand up here in the broadcast booth with 2 men on and Chatfield up. I definitely got
yeah.
Always a little exciting when this guy comes up with men on the dish. So
first pitch, high and away, ball 1. Beon is on deck. 15-9 Beacons here in the bottom of the 9th. Owls just looking to put something together. That's in for strike 1. Here's the 1-1. Up and away, ball 2. 2-1, foul back. Big rip there from Chatfield that he comes up with just the foul ball.
Yeah, you got to assume with, a 6-run deficit, a guy like Jonathan Chatfield, who possesses a lot of power, is probably thinking one thing and one thing only, and that's
the home run, yeah.
Trying to, get that deficit
2-2.
Shortened as quick as possible.
Yeah, in there for strike 3. Chatfield down on strikes, and Gray gets the first out of the bottom of the 9th.
First baseman, number 45, Josh Dion.
So here's Dion.
2 outs left for Keene State to rally back. Senior captain Josh Bion, someone you want to look to.
We're just looking for something here. He's 2 for 5. He's had a good second game. Looks at strike 1. This day for Keene State began at noon in game 1 of the doubleheader. That's in for strike 2 as we near the 7 o'clock mark.
Yeah, Ryan, long day for you covering both games of this doubleheader. And unfortunately, both of them at the moment seeming to go a similar direction for Keene State.
That one will miss away, ball 1. Yeah, the first game, they definitely looked, both games they had a chance late.
Well,
we
continue to talk about this team having productivity at the plate, but defensively late in games letting errors get the best of them. That seemed to be a case today as the left fielder tracks it down in foul territory for the second out.
Yeah, great catch there by the right fielder as Duco now, who took over there for Morrison. So it'll be down likely to Brendan Eaton here in the bottom of the 9th. Eaton's had a good day. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout as well.
Good day, a good season, but is that enough to rally a team from 6 behind?
Most
one away
likely not,
with 1 out.
You never know. As that one's in for strike 1.
But hey, similar to UMass, it could all start with maybe a double that turns into a couple of runs. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a leadoff double that got UMass going there. As Eaton looked at strike 1, below 1. Just missing for ball 1. As he said, that was just off the plate. UMass-Boston wanted it, and they might have had a good case there. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss high for ball 2. So 2-1 to Eaton, first and second, 2 out. Foul back, and the Owls are down to their last strike this afternoon. Now evening. So it'll be a 2-2 here from Gray. Runner first and second, 2 out. 15-9 Beacons. Here's the 2-2 to Eaton. And that's off the plate for ball 3, so it runs full on Brendan Eaton. Here comes a full count pitch. Runners will be on the go from first and second with 2 out. Here it is. And that's lined. That will be caught by the right fielder, Govea, and that will do it. So UMass-Boston has swept the Owls today in the doubleheader. They win game 1, 7-5. Game 2, 15-9. And we'll be back in just a moment here on the Owls Media Network as we'll interview head coach Justin Blood. So we'll have that for you. And thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back on the Owls Media Network.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. You can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, being a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
The thing about my sport I enjoy the most is honestly probably the friendships you make, and also just I've been playing that sport for my whole life, so just being able to do that as at the college level is pretty exciting. Favorite thing to watch on Netflix? Probably New Girl. It's a pretty good show. A professional athlete I admire in my sport most? I'd probably say Alex Morgan, just because I've always grown up watching her. She's just very good. One thing my coach always says at practice is, honestly, Sarah probably focuses most on hard work and intensity, so just always making sure everyone's working their hardest. My favorite app on my phone is, I'd probably have to say, just Instagram maybe, like just social media. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I don't think so. I feel like, yeah, I don't. My craziest teammate is, I'd probably have to say Rachel. She's pretty funny, brings a lot of humor to the team. Favorite sport to play other than mine? I mean, I grew up playing basketball, so I'd probably say basketball. What is the best meal you've had at the Dining Commons? I like stir fry a lot, so whenever the stir fry station's open, that's pretty good. My dream job is, honestly, probably an interior designer. I've always been into design, so yeah.
Come on, big dog, help me out. Yeah, I don't really know. Help out here, dude. I don't know. Literally don't know any of them. We should have studied. Abe. Didn't give us heads up. Hi, I'm Jackie Alibrandi.
My name's Riley Burgess, and we're here to play
What do you know? The Sparks, the Lynx. Mercury. You want to help out here, big dog? I don't watch Come on, big dog, help me out. Liberty. Oh, you Yeah, I don't really know. Help out here, dude. I don't know. I literally don't know any of them. Honestly, that might be the best we got. Oh.
Indiana Fever, the Washington Mystics, the Dallas Wings, the defending champion Las Vegas Aces,
That's what it was.
and the Seattle Storm.
We suck. Yeah, dang. UConn, North Carolina, South Carolina, Notre Dame, Kentucky, Duke. Arkansas, Oregon. Since 2000, that's like 22 years. Oh, Boston College, Boston University. Boston, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan.
We're here with Coach Blood in the aftermath of today's doubleheader. Owls getting swept 15-9 in that second game and 7-5 in the first game. And Coach, it seemed like a struggle all day. Kind of was the relief pitching in particular. What's kind of been something that you've really been preaching to those guys overall?
Well, I mean, we just said we need some guys to step up. Phil Nichols obviously didn't pitch today. Hopefully we can get him back. But when a guy who's been really good for you doesn't throw, then you need some people to step up and fill that void. And there was a lot of negative today. There was an awful lot of positive too. I mean, we're just short. We were just short in a few areas, but I thought David Floyd threw well. I thought McKeegan came in, did a good job. Zena gave us a chance to stay in the game. And then, so really when you talk about relief pitching, like honestly, I thought those guys were fine. McKeegan, Zena, Callie. I mean, Callie gave us everything he possibly could. He catches the first game and then comes out and throws 60-some-odd pitches in the second game. So just ran out of gas a little bit there. But if we're not going to have Phil, we're going to need some guys to step up. And we just didn't get enough today. Just short in a few areas.
Jake Yakum started game 2. We were kind of documenting up in the booth here. He had like 20 straight scoreless innings at least at one point. Obviously that faded in that big third inning. But I will say on the positive end, I noticed up here, he seemed to battle back kind of nicely those next 2 innings. And I think you guys as a team did as well. I mean, you got down 6-5 and a lot of times teams can kind of let that get away from them. But what do you guys seem to be pretty resilient overall this year? I mean, what do you kind of, say to your guys, like when you let up a big inning like that, like how do you come back?
Well, I think this was a great example today of, college baseball and probably college athletics in general, but definitely college baseball has seemed to more so be in a very emotional roller coaster. And there were lots of highs and lows. Obviously we jump out on them. In game 1, Chatfield gets a big hit, and then we were up 5-0 in the second game, and they had a couple of big innings where they got rolling too. So it's just infectious. I think when hitters get in a funk, it seems to trickle down, whether it's the pressure or just the energy or the focus or whatever it is. But then when they get it going, it's like sharks in the water, and we've had that happen for us, and we've certainly had it happen against us. But I mean, the best thing that we can do is try to stay a little more neutral, try to stay a little more 72 degrees. I think sometimes when you play that chirpy, back and forth game, and all the little gestures and things guys do now after doubles and strikeouts, and it's a little ridiculous in my opinion. You give people a little more fuel and reason to fight back, and then when they land a couple punches, now it comes from their side. It's just kind of silly. It's nonsense, to be honest with you.
So you guys fell to 3-4 overall in LEC play. You lost 3 in a row there. But how do you plan to, you have another tough matchup coming up on the 18th, so on Tuesday against Eastern Connecticut at 3 o'clock here. How do you plan to get back on track? I mean, you were pretty close today. How do you think you guys can finish it off?
Well, we talked about it again in the huddle here. There's a few deficiencies. There's a few areas where we need to improve. We need to be better. So all we can do is at practice try to continue working on eliminating those, minimizing those deficiencies. And we do have this is a continue of a tough schedule here with EastCon, and then Mitchell's a very good team. So it's there's no breaks. You gotta make your own turn your own tide here now. Nobody's gonna help you in these next couple of games.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time today after the games. Obviously, a couple tough losses, but look to get back in the win column on Tuesday. Thank you very much, Coach Blood.
Thank you.
All right, back here on the Owls Media Network after that interview with Coach Blood. Thank you very much for his time. And it'll be an interesting week for the Owls this week as they are now 13-15, 3-4 in the LEC. But as we talked about in the interview, they will get Eastern Connecticut State here at the Owl Athletic Complex on Tuesday and back-to-back as well. So they'll have one on Wednesday, non-conference against Mitchell here at the Owl Athletic Complex at 3 p.m. And you can catch both of those games, as always, from Keene on the Owls Media Network. So for Ryan Goodwin, for everybody else on the crew here this afternoon, thank you very much for tuning in to another Keene State baseball broadcast, and we'll see you in the next one on the Owls Media Network.
You have been watching a Keene State Athletics broadcast on the Owls Media Network. Please tune in to our next broadcast, and thank you for watching.